Okay, we're live. So, hey,
I'm still looking down.
Hey, everybody. I'm Katrina from In Cat We Trust, and I wanted to join my homegirl who we used to co-host together on UPR, Hahrts from Talk of Champions. It is Black History Month. You know, we got to get our shine on in all the aspects, in all media, whatever. And we sometimes, people like to discredit Black people in wrestling. So we thought, why not school y'all a little bit, for this for this
I'm trying to share.
February. Why not school y'all a little bit? And Chantice has been on, like, you've been on it so far, like with all the facts dropping on social media. But since it was asked of me about the Hurt business and my thoughts about the Hurt business, what do you feel about like Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton, and Cedric Alexander?
I actually love what they're doing. All of them was basically doing absolutely nothing before this. So to faction them up and make them look like a force is great for me. Shelton, always been underrated. Cedric, always been overlooked and underrated. Bobby Lashley needs to be your fucking champion. And MVP as a mouthpiece is fucking amazing. I'm for it. I'm never not going to be for it. I want it. Give it to me all the time.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like, I was just watching some Shelton Benjamin matches a few weeks ago, and I was just like, yo, he does not get the credit he deserves of how good he was in the ring as far as like his wrestling, like in ring knowledge, and then how well he can sell a match. So I'm actually glad that MVP, not that I really cared about MVP before, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. Like, I wasn't like sitting there like, oh my God, I can't wait to see MVP on my TV. However, I do love what he did with with this faction. I love that they be dressed down to the T's. It's a nice, sometimes do we know how WWE get with these stereotypical characters that you're like, where do you even get this random Black person from? Like, you just assume every Black person is like what Crime Time was. Mm-hmm. And, like they just doing things and like slinging around the N-word and everything. So it's great to see four guys dressed great on camera. They talking, how we can code switch so they can able to, like, they about to kick your ass backstage, but then they can talk eloquently in front of the ring. And I appreciate that so much because it's a different side of four Black guys and not like light-skinned Black guys. And there's nothing to anybody light, so nobody take offense to that. What I'm saying is we know how it is with darker skinned people in like media and entertainment where we don't see as much as them because
it's not a lot of dark Black representation.
Yeah. So that's something I love that they were able to do. And MVP is such a solid mouthpiece for them. Like, even on social media, he's working it. And I'm like, you know what, dude, I appreciate so much. I don't really care about Bobby Lashley because I don't know, he always bothered me, but it's just a personal thing. But I wouldn't mind seeing him at least maybe get a run where I can see if he can be dominant. Like, every week that he beats up Matt Riddle, I'm laughing. I'm just like, you know what? It's fine, Bobby Lashley. Like,
I don't blame you for that about Bobby Lashley because in WWE, he has yet to show and prove. He has yet to be like, yo, I'm the shit in WWE.
Yeah.
But you go back to his TNA run, it's like, ooh, this is what he could have looked like as champion. Wow, this is what he could have looked like if they put a little confidence behind him. Bobby's cut his promos and Bobby wasn't doing bad. Bobby came back and it was like, ooh, when they had him with Leo, it was just like, ooh, okay, this could work. And then they did that Sami Zayn gimmick and it kind of cut off Bobby's fucking knees. Bobby should have been your first Black champion if you want to get technical.
Yeah. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And I'm glad Cedric, like I was just reading something about like Vince McMahon wanted him to do something some years ago and he decided not to do it. And like Kurt Angle was like, oh, his career's over. And I'm like, well, look at him now though. That's
kind of how it happens. If you are a certain stature of wrestling and you don't do it, they're gonna look at you like, okay, well, we can't work with you.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but we know how WWE.
You can't have morals in wrestling. You can't have morals.
Like, you know how WWE could get down sometimes with some storylines and then be like, what the hell is this? Why do you guys think this was like an appropriate idea? So the fact that, the fact that he's like kind of shining right now, and even though there's still some discord between them, which I'm not like, I get it, but it's also like, can we not have them like break up so soon? Because this is like the first time we got like guys who are like dominant and they're like killing it every week. Like at one point, they were like the best parts of Raw for a while. Like
yeah.
like,
And then they put them
like everything else. I'm like, oh my god,
then
and
they put them with them niggas.
I write about it, but like sometimes it's like, okay, guys, like okay, guys, like y'all gotta switch something up to make me want to keep watching it for like 3
Exactly.
hours. You guys have it on TV.
It's they don't know how to consistently book them as dominant. They get bored with them. So what do? Well, let's break this up. Have you ever played Sims? You ever got bored with your house and it's like, okay, he's gonna cheat. That's how Vince is with his factions.
Or you just set the house on fire just because
like that's exactly. That's how he's with his tag teams and factions. It's like, need a little spice. Let's break this family up. Let him cheat with the next door neighbor. Let him cheat with the maid. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how Vince works. Unfortunately.
What are your thoughts on like? I don't really watch AEW, and it's not because I don't necessarily like it. It's mostly because the fans really irk my soul, and I feel like if the fans would shut up just a little bit, and not be so aggravating with it, I would probably enjoy it more if I didn't get online and hear his AEW fans coming out of nowhere with the shenanigans, and I'm like, see, and this is why I don't watch, because
you could say, you know what, this is a good pay-per-view. AEW is better. And it's just like
Rumble. Where did this come from? Like
we're talking about the Rumble.
You know, according to like them, you know, AEW invented the wrestling ring, and they invented referees, and they invented the false finish. They invented everything, and we're just like in the greatness.
Let's talk about Rumble for a second. It's not black, but it is the golf cart incident happened in that WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to black people. What was you gonna say? You want to say that?
Well, you mentioned the Rumble, so that I feel like we should talk about the fact that Bianca Belair is like
that's first. My dog. Like y'all know, last year that was my pick for every time we had to pick them. Bianca's gonna win this. Bianca's gonna win this. She should have won that. So I'm just happy that everybody caught up to where I've been at. Now I'm doing it for Big E. Hey, Rory. So now, like, I'm doing it for Big E, and you know, we trying to get him where we need to get him. But Bianca has been everything she said she was from the beginning. So now that we're seeing it, I'm happy. But of course, with us seeing it, now we get the distractors. Oh, she's the EST. She shouldn't have been crying. Her feet was on the ground. She's not that good of a talker. She's not that good of a wrestler. She's too short. Just say you don't like black people.
Yeah, I kind of had like an issue with like right after. I was like so happy. I felt she was winning. Like she was my pick too. But then once I saw her chronicle, I was like, there's no way they're not going to have her win this. You're not going to give me this backstory and allow us to get into this part of her life, this level, and then have us.
You know they would.
Yeah, I was hoping Vince wouldn't do that to me, because Vince does the shenanigans sometimes and make me very upset.
She was my pick, but if she didn't win, I wouldn't have been mad because I know how they give it to us. She deserved it. No. Let me not say she deserved it. I don't want to start that can of worms.
You know how those fans get.
You know how those black legend wrestlers get. We don't want that can of worms floating around on the internet. I'm just so happy for her. I'm elated for her.
That had me right.
Listen, I was excited when they got her the fuck out of town. I was like,
yes, same.
What the fuck are they doing?
Same. Listen, I just respect Alexa Bliss for being able to kind of like play around with this Fiend thing enough that it's like, all right, this is different. Fine.
Listen,
however,
she's giving us great character work. It's just okay. Thanks.
But y'all not gonna sit here and tell me she deserved the more.
Keep her over here with all the rest of the women is right here doing fun stuff. Keep her right there.
Like y'all acting like she's
see her, but we don't care because everybody's over here having fun. You know?
Yeah, I was glad they kicked her. I was like, you know what, this is fine.
So glad.
Take her out quickly. Get rid of her. We don't need her to distract from, the great. And the fact that like Bianca and Naomi was like, I did laugh when Naomi grabbed her braid because I was like, everybody know you don't touch your sister's hair. Like,
I
you
said
don't
the
touch your
Rapunzel. I fucking scream Rapunzel.
I was like, you grabbed on her hair. Like, we know we don't touch each other's hair.
And then climb back up, and she helped you back in the rain. She wasn't mad or nothing. That's love.
And that's what I appreciated. Like, it was funny. Like, ooh, you grabbing hair, but then also like she just helped you. Y'all saved each other in this moment, and I'm glad that this is Black Girl Magic happening.
Like, I knew she threw you out, but you know what? You got her back by pulling her hair, so y'all equal. Give back your ring.
So, like, I know I was like very emotional when I saw her win, and I think it's just because
it was a beautiful moment. Even though Stan ruined it for me. We were on a phone, we were on FaceTime, and his feed was ahead of mine. So he screams, "Oh, the black girl runs purple!" And I was like, "Fucking Stan, thank you. Put people in the ring. Who else could it be? Thank you." And then my sister's like complaining about my other sister on FaceTime. I'm trying to ignore her. So that whole moment itself was ruined for me, but I was happy. Right?
Yeah, listen, that was me. I was like, ooh, sis.
Not
Don't grab the hair. Don't grab the hair.
Baby. And then you know that's a braid that she do herself, so we don't know. Like, I don't know. She secured the shit out of that braid.
That ass she really did.
I don't know if she like gorilla glued it for the night. But her braid be lasting.
It did. It does. She be working the hell out of that braid. And you know what? Do you, sis? Because
my box braids barely stay. I go like this too much, and the braid will fucking fizzle to the side.
I can barely keep my like ponytails in without it like falling at some point. Like, you know what? Okay, it's fine. Like, you know, it's fine. It's
not
fine.
falling. I can barely keep my ponytail in without getting a headache because it's too tight up here. And she listen. I'm just happy. I'm happy. Oh, Katrina froze. We're still live. So I wish I could go to the questions. Let me see if I can open it up. Okay. I don't know what to talk about, guys. I can't see the questions. I think she's coming back. I don't know. I can't see the questions. Let me see if I can find the questions or the comments or whatever. I was trying to keep it going, but I have no access to the questions. I was like,
not bad. I don't know what just happened just now, but
listen, it happens to the best of us. StreamYard be fucking us up. As long as the live didn't end, we rolling.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Rory, for hanging in there because like my internet just isn't really stupid.
I was like, yo, where's the questions? I'll answer y'all. Where's like the comments? Let me see if I can find it. It was nothing. It was not helping me.
So yeah, I was saying about Bianca. I was just glad we finally got that, and it's insane that in 2021 she's like the first Black woman to win it, and then only the second, with the first person being like The Rock. And why I know people like to debate if we consider him, and I'm like, well, his dad is Black, so he's Black. But I get that because he usually brings in, you know, he's always about his.
I don't want you to run too far from that. We love Bianca. She's the second person to. She's the only Black person to win it since 2000, and that was The Rock, who was the first Black person to win it. Let's get into The Rock being Black real fast, since it is Black history. I get why people say it. I don't call The Rock Black because I call The Rock a clone. Stan. I call The Rock a clone. So The Rock we have is a clone.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Jerron. So, Black History Month, I was really going to talk about his daddy, but I didn't want to talk about too many people that we know the stories. Yeah. But he has identity issues. So, a lot of the Black people don't really see themselves in him because that's not who he is. And then, you know, WWE mentioned he was Black when they first brought him because it was like, it's his daddy. He's the first third generation Black superstar. You got his daddy, then you I think he's gonna say something to me. They was like, you got his daddy, and you got his granddaddy, and they kind of mended Rocky Johnson's legacy into the Maivia family by saying he's the third generation. It's his grandfather, it's his father, and then it's him. They kind of made it seem like straight down, like his grandfather's here, his father's here, and then he's in the middle. But they try to make it seem like a straight lineage straight down. So no. That's definitely, we all have identity issues. We Americans, we don't have an identity. We don't know what we are.
Well, I literally just had this conversation with somebody a few weeks ago when said something really ignorant, and I'm like, let's be very real here. Most of us, I don't like saying African American because
I just say black.
I'm too far removed from
Africa.
Yeah, so I'm Black American, and I always would tell people, it's like, I can't go and get a DNA test or like some kind of ancestry test, and it's going to give you what place I'm from. No. My mom did this test. Mm-hmm. There are so many different countries in my mom's DNA that I cannot even associate. And then especially back then, the different like tribes in just one country of Africa was so many. That was like, I can't even go back and be like, oh, this is my people, because
I'm not even that, because we're diluted. Our DNA is diluted. Slaves was raped. It was raped. The babies was sent off to the house, and then they was raped, and then they met black people, and then they this, and then they that, and da. So our DNA is diluted with a lot of shit.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of shit.
So I know people like to argue about The Rock, because I'm like, well, his dad is black, so he's black.
His dad is black.
I get it.
That is black. But the thing with him is he doesn't resonate with the black people, because that wasn't what he grew up as. Grew up in Hawaii with his Samoan mom. He grew up around his Samoan cousins. They're not real bloodline cousins to The Rock. Naya's like his only like real cousin in wrestling. Like, for real, this is my family. For real. Not like, this is my daddy play cousin kids. So he grew up around the Samoans. His dad came around, I think, when he was like about 7, 8. Because his dad was married to a black woman that had black kids in Canada. His dad came around and said, hey, what's up? I divorced my wife. What's up? Let's be a family now. You want to marry?
I mean, that's a whole.
So he had already started to form his identity by the time his dad came around. And then his dad came and was like, well, gotta go wrestling. Peace. And I'm like, do fuck shit, because that was Rocky Soulman Johnson. It's the Rolling Stone. He might be. Nah, like, he's Samoan. It's just that their Samoans aren't family. That's like when Joe told you that he was The Rock's cousin. That's how. Yeah, and that's okay. And I mean, it's not okay, but it is what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah, like I get it. I think a lot of like black people sometimes, if you don't, it is that whole like, well, how do you like? I have a friend who I'm really like one of my closest friends. Her mother's black. Now she doesn't look it, like her dad's Italian, so she like very light, and like her hair's like kind of blonde, but her mother's darker than me. So anytime she would always say, well, I'm black, and people used to get offended, I'm like, listen, I met her mama. Her mama is like one of my moms. She's white. like that's a black woman. They were raised with a lot of the way a lot of black Americans were raised. Yeah. Like her dad happens to not be black. And I'm like, his whole family like disowned him and everything because of this. So like I get like sometimes black people want to be, it gotta be like so extra, like, oh, you gotta fit in this like box.
It don't gotta be so extra. It's just that The Rock came off like fucking Samoan. What's good? That's what I just said. It's not okay, but I can't tell people how they can feel.
No, you're right, Stan. Listen, I think I always consider him black. I know he's Samoan, or like I'll say biracial.
We know he's black.
I do know a lot of people do not consider him. I don't get it, but I do. I personally, I get it. But
what I'm saying is I get it.
But I
don't identify with him, and he didn't really, say, yo, I'm black, what's good? Like, if he wasn't
Well, that was like me growing up.
because I'm black, he was out here like fucking. He was out here like fucking.
Listen, I definitely
He was out here
black heart.
he was out here like a Samoan.
For the things that I liked growing up, like, or like, because I was like somebody who liked to like get. I will never forget there was this like kid in my high school who used to be like, "Well, why do you like getting good grades?" I was like, "Because I fucking do." Like, what kind of question is that? And I'm like, "Listen, you don't know my mother. My mother was strict." So I'm like, if I even try to play that with my mom, like, "Oh, mom, here's this report card and it's bad," this was not going to bode well for me. But I was just, that's how I was. So I used to hear stuff like that. Like, I couldn't be black because I like cared about my grades, or because I always talk slang, and I know how to, and I can code switch real quickly if I need to, or if I feel comfortable enough with that person, this person's how we talked, and I'll switch to be. But I heard stuff like that all the time growing up, and I'm fully black. So I definitely understand that part about black people are so.
I was called the Oreo because I like pop music and rock music.
Listen.
Right? I'll be listening to like Papa Roach and Alien Ant Farm and NSYNC, and you know. It is the same with Mia Yim. But more people accept Mia Yim than they accept The Rock, apparently.
I have seen it with Mia Yim too. With like somebody
I've seen it with Mia Yim too. I got mad at it when she would be like, "I'm wrestling in Timbs and sweatpants." Someone calls me. I hate the disrespect. Text before you call. Sorry. But yeah, I get it. I get it. Me saying I get it is not saying it's right. I do see where people come from. And then with The Rock, remember that time he did that performance and he was like, I'm have them stepping in red Timbs, and then guess what? They're gonna do a Samoan dance because I'm black and I'm Samoan and I'm mainlining both of my heritage. And it's just like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Don't do this in 2018. Nigga, it's 2019. You are only doing this because we like Kofi Black. He our champ. Listen, you shut the fuck up, The Rock.
Speaking of Kofi, do you think I'm gonna get Kofi Mania #2?
No. They just gas us up. It's Black History Month. It's Black History Month. It's Black History Month. They gotta gaslight us in Black History Month, thinking that all the black people is gonna do something big. And then soon as March comes, oh, it's racist, Miss Racist, going into the whole thing, y'all. Listen, watch
Bobby Lashley start getting his ass kicked in March.
Listen, it happens all the time, yo. Was it last year? I think last year, middle of February, Bobby Lashley lost his belt or whatever. That was the year last year, the year before. They just fuck shit up. It's not happening for Kofi, but I'm happy. I gotta drink water. My lips are trying to stick together. I'm happy. Like, give him a win. They did him dirty with Brock. He never got a rematch or nothing. He never was even in the main event after that.
Every time I think about how they hyped that whole Kofi baby,
that nigga twerked back to tag teaming the next week. So you know what? Oh, whatever y'all want to do with Kofi, I'm okay.
You said twerk the tag team. I mean, legit though, it was like he was never champion.
They didn't even cut a promo.
I was so mad by that. I was like, so you did this whole build up, and I was happy he won it because we did need that. We did need that, that win.
It was so exciting. It was so exciting. And
you put him with Brock Lesnar, and then he lost in like 3 seconds. And I'm just like, so this is what we doing today. And then next minute he
listen. It was like we gave y'all 6 months. What else do y'all want from us? We don't want to happen.
But I really wish they didn't violate. They didn't have to violate him like that. I was like, y'all didn't even try. Like
they gave us 6 months of nothing. They gave him a boring title ring. They gave us 6 months of nothing, 6 months of Randy. And that's it.
Listen, I like Randy Orton because I appreciate that he was able to wrestle as long as he did. But if I see him and Drew one more damn time, like...
Let me tell you guys a secret. If the bulk of your title reign is against Randy, it's gonna not be memorable. How many people feuded with Randy as soon as they became champions, and it wasn't shit. It wasn't shit. Did it to Bray. We don't give a fuck about Bray's reign. Kofi, Drew, it's Bunch. Yeah, that's how it was. And it was until the fans was like, finally, we get our first real black champion ever in history of black. Then, you know, The Rock wanted to stomp the yard on our award show. And that's where I was like, hold the fuck on.
Oh, man.
Now, I was highly upset because he put the motherfuckers in red Tims. They was looking like fucking Joe Buttons. God. And I was like, are you fucking? And it was not even like right. It was like fucking 2005 Joe Buttons. They had him looking like. I was like, you fucking kidding me? Why are they Tims red? Tims are not black. Everybody can wear Tims. They put nooses on Tims. They're definitely not black.
Listen, I feel like I don't know why people always think Tims is a black thing because I hate Tims.
It's a regional thing. It's a regional thing.
Like
regional thing.
Like, it's one thing to be like, okay, a New Yorker wear Tim. And I'm like, okay, I can get the New York jerks. Because yes, New Yorkers will wear Tims probably when it's like 95 degrees outside. That's fine.
It's mainly black people, though. It's mainly black people.
But I do not like Tims. I do not wear them. So when people say it, I was like, is it? Because I don't like Tims.
Tims are heavy and they make my feet look 10 times bigger than they are.
You do make big feet. They are heavy. Like, if I really needed to run, I'm not getting far in Tims.
Yo, listen, that shows you the type of thuggery niggas was doing. Because if you running from the police in Tims.
Listen.
Like, and it's like you can't even be discreet in Tims because they kind of fucking jingle. They kind of fucking jingle when you were.
Listen here, Trey.
You ever heard the Tim jingle? You ever heard the Tim jingle? You know what I'm talking about. It's like a little fucking metally sound when you boot. And I stopped wearing Tims when they used to make me take them off in high school to go through the metal detector. I was like, I can't be doing this every day.
That is a bit much. I would listen.
I had to walk on that cold, nasty floor barefooted. Don't let it be raining or snowing. Take your Tims off. Nigga, the fuck you think? What do you think I'm gonna do? They're coming in with blades in my Tims? I'm 14.
Listen, I am from New York, but I really do not. I just can't. I don't like shoes that's heavy. This is just a general thing. I don't. And again, if something's really going down and I need to dip with quickness, and I cannot be sitting there struggling like, ooh, I'm about to trip over my Tims. We can't have that. We just cannot have it. I don't feel like it is like a smart decision.
I feel like if you want to sink someone in the East River, you put them in Tims and they will go.
They go right to the bottom, right?
Right to the bottom. Them
right to the bottom.
Heavy, B. Oh, listen, Tims. I don't know how people do it. Listen, if he's talking about the metal detector situation, niggas is bad. It's hood shit. It's hood shit. Niggas yo, they told me I couldn't wear. My name is Shantice. It's 9 letters long. My nameplate on my belt. Hold on, it was like this big. All right. They said you can't wear that to school because you use it as a weapon. I said, bitch, I don't want these rhinestones to fall out. Why would I hit anybody with it?
That's honestly, I had one of those name belts too, but I put cat only because I had 7 letters, and I'm like, my waist is tiny.
How much money that was? A 9-letter name?
Listen, I had quite a few of those name belts.
Fucking 50. I'm not gonna fucking pay $50 in middle school to smack someone with a belt. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, those belts were life, but also they were expensive. And if you had
they didn't hold your pants up.
Multiple ones,
they didn't hold your pants up.
They didn't, and my waist was small, so I'm like, I can't have the whole Katrina just on my waist, and then it's like on the side somewhere. Because
I always had thick legs, so I would have to get a size up to pull them over my thigh, and I really needed a belt that I didn't wear. I wanted my shit to stay Shantice. We're getting into black culture. We're not even talking about wrestling anymore. Like black school memories.
So you mentioned before we got on about the whole Sasha Banks.
Let's get it.
I feel like we might as well talk about it now.
You going first. I go too far.
So this was my whole thing about the situation. I am a firm believer that I don't like when women pit themselves against each other. And I say that only because we literally, especially Black women, we have all these things already against us with having to work double time. And Lord forbid if you have a peeve about something or you feel a way about something, you're aggressive. So there's always that anyway. And if you're like not like half biracial or really light, we also know it might be a lot harder for you to even get yourself in like the TV or mainstream anything. That's just unfortunately the way it is. So I don't like women pitting themselves against each other. I feel like there are ways to disagree with somebody without it getting to that level. My issue was with Kiara was you feel she took your thing, because like I don't know her personally to be like, well, maybe she did. I don't know. If she took your thing, you feel away, fine. I'm a firm believer. If I feel away, I'm going to tell the person directly. So, sis, this is my issue with you. But that's how I am in general. So I feel like if I'm going to make this big deal to call somebody out like that, I'm going to just direct it to them directly. Like now I'm going to tag the hell out of you. You're going to hear me complain now that I feel a way about that. So I didn't like that whole roundabout way. And then it was like, oh, it wasn't like that. And granted, you know how fans are. Fans like to start shit. And so I didn't like necessarily the fans going on the live and mentioning it, but I knew they would because she said something. So in that regard, that was on her with the way she went about it. However, I didn't like the comments I saw afterwards where it was like the monkey comments, the ape comments, there were certain very racial comments that I'm like, why did it go from there? From her saying if they have a beef with each other about blue hair, which like unless you like little kid was wearing blue hair in the 90s, so I don't really see like a tumor go black. I didn't see the big deal personally. But like I said, I didn't like that Kiara went about the way of saying it instead of directing her problem to her because I don't like sub stuff. Like I'm a real firm believer. I'm gonna say how you're gonna know how I feel about you. I'm gonna tell you. I don't like my friend is gonna tell you how I feel about you, or like some random person that we don't know is gonna tell you how I feel about you. That's not necessary. I'm a firm believer. I'm gonna say how I feel. You're gonna hear it from me first. But I didn't like the racial comments afterwards, where it was like, why are you guys now making this like? What do you mean she's a bitter ape? How did that become the thing you got out of all of this?
Also, FYI, there are still people tagging Kiara Hogan, Sasha fans, and harassing her on the internet. Sorry.
No, it's fine. That was my issue. Like I said, I do think like sometimes I'm like, all right, Kiara, like if I'm gonna do all this, you might as well just fucking tag Sasha Banks and tell her personally this is how you feel. Because that's how I would do. I'm not going to be sitting here doing a live about you. I'm going to talk about you, and I'm not going to talk about you. Like, no, that's a waste of my time. But I didn't feel like the fact that it was going on afterwards, when people were even dragging Tasha into it, where they were like, and I'm like, so what does she like, of course she's going to right now stand with her tag team partner. That would make sense to me that your tag team partners, why was she going to be like, maybe she wanted to correct her in private. Like, granted, I'm the person who will probably correct you in public because that's just how I am. I would want somebody to correct me. If I'm sounding real stupid online, somebody freaking tell me about myself and tell me to get my shit together.
I just told Stan that today. I was like, yo, if I ever look just loud and wrong,
I just feel like don't have me looking ridiculous online and I'm sitting here looking like a whole fool. You could correct me in public if this is making me look ridiculous. I have no issue with that. Right. So that's because I would do what people do to me, I would do that to other people. But I didn't like the comments, and I'm talking about from like Black people. A lot of these were from Black people where they were just like, ooh, and I'm like, but why are we doing this? Why is that?
Because Black people ain't shit.
And that bothered me because I'm like, y'all acting like we already don't have all these, like, I'm not going to say everybody's life is super hard and everybody's struggling, because that's not true. Obviously, everybody's road to whatever they want to do in life is not the same struggle road. Everybody's not struggling and crying and, ooh, I got $1 in my bank account, whatever the case may be. I get that. But we act like we don't know. Half the wrestling promotions don't even showcase Black talent enough as it is. And this is where you guys went with the response. You could have just said, Kiara, you wrong.
You could have said nothing, and this shit would have went under the water.
To make it racial, and that was my issue with the situation. Like, did we have to go to the racial? Like,
no, it's Black girls. It's Black girls. Of course, it's gonna go racial. About what? She was being petty. She was being messy. Let me get into it. No, she said something one day and then was attacked for like 6. Missed the point as always.
See, the whole Sammy situation was, I just felt like when people was making an excuse that he
Okay,
was just,
Sammy's
like,
issue with Sasha is he's fucking weird.
yeah, that I have crushes on plenty of celebrities, and I've never made a comment like I'm gonna anything that's rapey, like, because that's weird. I never like I can like jokingly be like, oh, I love Jason Momoa, he's fine. But I'm not gonna say, well, if I can get Jason, let me do X, Y, and Z. And now it's weird and awkward because I feel like at a certain point you have to know what the like this doesn't sound right. So with Sammy, but people still went after Sammy for a while. I just
As
felt
a
like
teenager, you should know rape is not funny.
basically, that was my thing. But so that was my whole issue with like the Sasha. Like I like kind of like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be fighting with people all week because people like to do people like to do the most on social media, and then I don't have time to be arguing with everybody for like a week or so about something that I just feel like that is not the way to do like two Black women. I just feel like that wasn't the like if you want to be mad at Kiara for going hard about Sasha, and I didn't like that she made the mental health. I don't feel like anybody's joking about anybody's mental health.
Honestly, she wasn't making fun of her mental health. She was just like, I'm depressed and I talk to my fans.
Yeah, I didn't
you she's depressed. She don't talk to y'all about it.
It is rare that I watch somebody's live. I just because that means I gotta hold my phone and that's a lot of work. So it's very rare if I watch somebody's like IG live. But
it's not like she said that's depressed ass bitch. She didn't make fun of it. She was just like she was going through shit. She told no one. She talked about it. I talked to my fans about my shit. You know why she mentioned it? Because fans was like, "Dang, you want to kill yourself last week?"
Yeah, and that's another thing. I feel like if a person does share that they have mental health issues, you probably shouldn't throw it in their face to that extent.
No, why? Everything's fair. If you say someone stole your hair color or your gimmick, I want to touch on it because wrestlers and their gimmicks, because wrestlers go so hard to make themselves different and unique. Their gimmicks, their moves, their anything. So once someone steals it, it's like, fuck that bitch. Happens all the time. Do y'all remember the TNA wrestler Sienna? Or whatever that bitch name was. I don't want to call you a bitch. Whatever her name was.
Yes.
Charlotte stole my robe. Did we hear all of this? Did people attack her for days? Did people call her a monkey? Did people tell her you need to stick together with your fellow white woman? You need to this is where you have a job because of this. No. Stop doing that to these Black women because y'all make this box extra fucking small for them. When it happens, the same shit. TNA, WWE wrestlers, the same shit happened. Charlotte was a champion at the time. The same shit happens, and y'all niggas don't make a fucking peep, and it's the Black people doing it. Not a motherfucking peep. Not a peep. Here's the thing. Sasha could be a great person to her fans. She could be a great wrestler, but we do not know the personal interactions that she had with Kiara Hogan. Kiara Hogan said multiple times, it's not just about the hair. There was some sort of interaction. It was like, she's not very nice. So she already got a beef with the girl, and now you come with blue hair? If I don't like you, and you look like you wearing the same shirt as me, I'm like, copying me. I can't do shit around these bitches. Of course I'm gonna do that. Of course I'm gonna do that. Because I'm gonna be petty and fucking sub. And if you at me back, yeah, I'm talking about you. What's up? But it happened. They don't care about her. They don't. It happened. I can find me talking about it on the internet. Like, shut up, girl. You stole from Damien Demento. Right? So it's like, stop putting Black women in these boxes saying, oh, we gotta stick together as Black women. Just because they are Black don't mean they gotta like each other.
Yeah.
We all don't gotta like each other.
That's I'm so glad you said that because I have to keep telling people like, yes, of course, I want Black people to do well. Of course, I don't
mean I gotta like all of them.
I don't like just putting negative vibes out there and not love.
Don't mesh.
I am not going to pretend I am friends with every Black person because that's a lie. I'm not.
Some people you just can't deal with it. Doesn't matter the color they are. But Black women gotta stick together. It's Black. No, we don't. We don't. As Black women, if I don't like this Black woman, I don't have to sit there and kiss her ass because she's a champion. Congratulations. But bitch, that looks sort of like what the fuck I'm doing. What you doing out here? So it's plausible that she did. The blue hair thing is a reach because you can literally, and All these fucking Sasha fans writing this girl every day. I don't know how they didn't ever go back in Sasha's pictures and see that Sasha posted before she went purple or pink or whatever hair color she went. Which hair color should I go? Blue or this color? Sasha been wanting blue hair. Just so happens she did it now, and now it looks like she's copying this girl. Sasha's swag, you can look at him like maybe, I don't know, because remember, Sasha was coming out. Sasha used to wear Sailor Moon jumper skirts in her personal pictures. So she got a new swag, she got a new bag. We don't know where it came from, But she said it's more than that. I don't even mind her being petty on the internet. It's the internet. We're petty. The fans took it and ran with it, blew it out of proportion, harassed this girl all weekend. She went on live, probably not even to talk about it. I mean, imagine being Shantice doing Black Wrestling History shit, and a bunch of people start doing similar shit to what I'm doing. Shit happens on the internet.
Which I did peep, but I don't want to be that person, but I definitely peeped some of that. I always do stuff like that.
Shit happens on the internet. It doesn't matter if you are the top of this one company. You are on this fucking small ass internet. Shit happens. You probably seen that and said, "Oh, that's cute. Wants me some of that." It is plausible. She was watching her stories. She cool with people at Impact. She sees her clearly. They've met. They cross paths. It's plausible. People said it. People
really?
Said it.
Listen,
yeah.
Listen,
people said
as
it.
long as I've known you, you've always been with the facts. Like as long as I've known you, and we've known each other a little over a year now, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've always been like with the facts. Just there. So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm glad you're like putting that out there because you always was like with that. So I don't know who you're supposed to be stealing from because I would like to find the person who was like giving out
anybody
bios
can
and stuff.
accuse anybody of anything. It doesn't mean it's true. But if you can prove that it's not, like I said, it's easy. You can go back and see that she's been wanting blue hair for years. It is what it is. My issue with it is the fans took it and ran with that. They tend to do it. We did not know Sasha fans was like Barb's. This girl probably did a live to address it. She probably did a live to address it. And of course, now she's replying to comments. She's replying to comments. We never met. We never knew. We only knew because they said something about us. But yeah, it happened.
That's insane though. Like
it's the internet. It's the internet.
See, I'm petty. Like I'm nice.
Exactly.
So my petty would be like, so I'm about to be actually. Let me just find the original time I said this, and we're like,
I definitely did.
Let me. Oh, so you was here for this?
I definitely went to.
I'm petty.
I definitely went to UPR and screenshotted the first time we talked about WCW in motherfucking March. I went to the first time we talked about what was after that. We did the screw job. I did our first show, and then I got they shit. And then I got they shit, and I said, we've been doing this before you, and we do it better. So I don't know who you saying, but what I'm saying is, fuck out of here. Trust me. That's literally all it is. And the fans took it and ran with it. So now, after a weekend of whatever, you little bitch, you little hoe, you're just such a hater. She's living on your mind rent free. Nobody cares about you, fake Sasha. She probably was being called fake Sasha for mad long because her hair was blue. And now they're getting popping, so more people are seeing them, especially because the AEW thing. So now she's being called fake Sasha all the time. She probably just got petty and said, I just want to put this out here. I mean, I am what I am. Feel me? She was probably retorting to being called fake Sasha because people are weirdos. And the fans took it, and she did that live, and the fans were in it doing the most, and they started replying, and it got nasty.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans, what's the word I want to use? I feel like some of them act as if they're like related to some of these wrestlers, the way some of them
said it in the live. They said, you're talking about, I don't know Sasha. Y'all don't know Sasha.
A lot of them have like that's what, like, I get this all the, which I hate. Like, I can say I don't like something and hear people comment. I'm like, first of all, I didn't ask you. Like, if I wanted your opinion, I would ask
and
you.
they'll comment that way.
You don't have to disagree with me. I don't need everybody to agree with my opinion, but don't freaking DM me about why we like, why I don't agree with you about this. Like, don't do that, because now you're taking too much time. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I'm not, my life does not end.
Call me an ugly mom and say I don't know my nephew's fathers.
That's yeah. I mean, you're right, but also I feel like social media make people a lot more bolder. Like, I feel like that's a lot of it. It's like that whole, we're behind a screen, I can say whatever and it's fine. And I'm like, yo, okay, but I'm literally how I am in person.
All of this was blown out of proportion. All of this was blown out of proportion. And of course it went to race because it's 2 Black girls. And someone said, oh, watch everybody say that it's going to be racist because Sasha's light skin and Kiara Hogan is dark. Y'all took it there by calling this girl a monkey.
No, we don't need that.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Listen, I appreciate anybody who like watches anything I do, whatever, and I'm very appreciative.
I love y'all, but if y'all gonna be weird,
also do not DM me a thesis about why we don't have the same. It's not that deep. Like, me, somebody not liking Roman Reigns is not gonna mess up my sleep. I'm not gonna go to bed and be like, God damn it, why do people not like Roman Reigns? Let me not stress about why people don't. Not that deep. It's not that deep.
Somebody getting mad because I make jokes about AEW is not gonna ruin my day. I'm still gonna come back and make jokes tomorrow because they are.
Like, that's my issue. It's always like, why do you guys have time to write me a thesis? Like, I'm not a college professor. I'm not gonna grade this. Why are you sending me this?
Because you know what? And sometimes I don't do it overboard, but I get into the mix with people sometimes because I'm petty and I like to argue. I'm argumentative.
Listen, Art had that in quite a few areas where people want to test my knowledge because I'm a woman, and I'm like, stop.
Next month is Women's Month, and we will do this again, Katrina. We can talk about that.
Listen, I hate, like, it's like, oh, you're a woman, you don't know, and I'm like, I probably know more than you, but I'm gonna let that slide.
You know, sometimes people came into this show and test my knowledge, and then I pull out a fucking Jackie Fargo and they go, oh, okay, she knows what she's talking about.
So, speaking of that, who is somebody like a wrestler from like, or a Black wrestler that you feel like from history that doesn't get enough credit for what they've done with wrestling in general?
Ooh, for what they have done in general. It's a lot of them. Ahmed Johnson don't get credit for being the first Black Intercontinental Champion.
I hear you, man.
A lot of them.
I definitely hear you.
A lot of them. Shit, people don't talk about Sapphire being the first Black woman on WWF television because she's a fat Black lady. She was in main storylines. First Black woman to do that. But because, you know, it's vanity, they don't talk about that. Who? I was gonna say standing there talking about Moondog. It's a lot of Black people that don't get what they should. Like, as of right now, Naomi's not getting that. And the fans are giving her flowers, but Naomi, especially, she should have had the Divas belt. Oh,
I agree.
She should have had the Divas belt. Alicia Fox don't get her flowers, and that's because it's Alicia Fox. Someone was asking, why is she a legend?
Yeah, I literally had that conversation one of the UPR episodes I joined, and people kept saying why, and I'm like, if you're gonna put people that you got to question how they're like, I don't understand why I would never understand Tori Wilson being in a Hall of Fame or whatever.
No,
I will never understand that. I will never understand how she made it to the Hall of Fame because I don't think she's done it.
Stacey Keebler's not there. Sorry, she's gonna be though.
However, I was like, you're gonna act like there was this whole thing I was watching Alicia Fox just pinning people and like these most interesting ways of pinning, and I'm like, who the hell could do what she was doing with the like the fact that she would make like the craziest pin work for her, and I'm like, that's
Alicia
different.
Fox should have had an actual ring with the championship, but because they didn't know what to do with her but make her crazy, you know, she's a comical spot. And because she couldn't cut a promo.
Yeah, but like I feel like just give her like you give dudes people who work the mic all the time. Just they should have did that. Like, am I gonna sit here and say she gave like classic matches while I was sitting here like I will watch them over and over? I'm not gonna say that. But am I gonna discredit that a lot of things that she was able to do when she was there? No, because she did it.
She was
and like
she's the first black. She's the only Black Divas champion.
Yep.
She's the longest tenured woman wrestler. Period. I'm like literally trying to run through the Rolodex of people. Not a lot of them get their credit at all. Not a lot of them get them credit at all. They don't even get documented correctly.
Listen, I love Jackie. Like absolutely
Jackie gets her flowers. Jackie gets her flowers. I love Jacqueline. She gets all of her flowers.
Though I did say it took a little too long to put her in Hall of Fame. I was kind of annoyed at how long it took.
Jacqueline should have been put in the Hall of Fame as soon as she was done wrestling. But it probably took them a little long because she went to TNA after she left them. Not a lot. There's not a lot of women that's been there that long. Exactly. They had to literally fucking put her down like a dog. Like, hey, you're out of here. You're done. She would still be going.
Jackie, I like Ivory too, but Jackie, like,
well, of course they don't talk about Jackie like Ivory because they don't put her in that light. But compared to a lot of them, Jazz doesn't get the flowers like Jackie does. Kong doesn't get the flowers like Jackie does. Shit, there's a lot of people that just don't get anything. There's a lot of people that don't get nothing, not even an ounce of recognition. So the fact that Jackie is that, and everybody says it, because a lot of the Black women that are wrestling now cites Jackie as that was my inspiration. So through that, she's getting her flowers.
I mean, well, Jazz wrestled for WWE.
Jazz wrestled in collab.
Actually, I thought she was better than Beth Phoenix, honestly.
Yeah, Jazz was a WWE champion.
Well, we do know what WWE is about the shenanigans. I feel like Jazz definitely does not get enough credit.
And it's like I say Jackie gets it. Jackie of course could get more. But anyhow, you see anybody talk about Black wrestlers who the first woman they say is Jackie. The first woman they say is Jackie. Very first. There's one before Jacqueline, but that's the first woman they say.
Definitely.
So that's why we're saying if they remember Jackie, she did something. A lot of people remember a lot of women. So no one remembers them. They're not getting their just due. They remember Jackie. She did something. Jazz is still wrestling. She retired and came back. Jazz is our first NWA, the first woman to be the NWA champion. In all of the fucking 130 years of the NWA. And that shit happened in I think it was like 2019. No, she actually got pregnant. She actually got pregnant and she lost the baby. And she wasn't back in enough time that appeased them, so they fired her.
Which is insane because, like,
she lost the whole child.
Like, that's like a whole nother like rant I don't want to get into. But
yep. That's why I mentioned it. Because it's not like, she went there and she was just there to be pregnant. No. She actually was pregnant and she actually lost her child. And they actually said, fuck out of here. Oh, you know who's someone that don't get any type of recognition? Fucking Faye Jackson. Why isn't she on anybody's roster?
I'm gonna have
Faye
to
is popping that shit.
Yeah, Faye's amazing. Like
Yeah.
I love her personality, but she has like really great in-ring ability as well.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why she's not signed like to a bigger
problem according to these wrestlers.
And we also know the whole black
ROH.
stereotype, that black girl stereotype that, of course, if you express something where you're annoyed or agitated or you just express yourself, it's an argumentative thing, even though you could just be legit like, I don't really like this. I'm not even angry right now.
Black girl.
I don't like this. And oh, she's being aggressive. And I've had we have talked about this before about people considering when you speak your mind, you automatically are aggressive, which is a bunch of bullshit. But
we have been in this situation. You and I speak our minds exactly the same, but I was labeled the angry black girl. What is the difference between you and I, Katrina? I think it's because I'm colorful. No, not even. I'm not even using the inside info. I'm using an interview she did where RH blackballed her and said that she had an attitude problem. RH, looking at you, RH. That's why no one's ain't fucking with you. They about to celebrate their 19-year anniversary, and niggas is like, yeah, we're doing all these good things and all these other stuff, and RH is just over there playing Barbies with themselves. Yeah, you're RH.
Yeah, I don't like that it's always people have an attitude problem because you're like express discontent with something, because you don't have to always be happy about everything.
Yo, and I've seen women in WWE go on Twitter talking about promote my t-shirt because WWE isn't gonna do it. But they don't got attitude problems. Sasha had attitude problem though.
Yes, I remember that when people was like, oh, Sasha needs to shut up and she's complaining, and I'm like, she's not the first woman to complain in WWE. She's one of many. She is one of many who complained. Why is she the one with the attitude problem?
Well, because she is blacker than the rest of them. But she's apparently not as black as Kiara Hogan, so that kind of gives her the leeway that they're not like, on her ass.
Listen, that is
all is forgiven when someone blacker comes at you, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like if no matter what the what I have no poker face, so a lot of times if I'm annoyed by something, you'll know. My facial expression will show it. And I'm a firm believer in telling people how I feel. I don't like the whole I'm gonna pretend I'm okay when I'm not okay, because then it messes up everything else. So I will speak my mind, but I can be like, oh, can we do something different? And automatically I have an attitude. And I'm like, all I said was, can we do this? Can we change this? Does it mean I'm not even mad right now? But now I'm about to get mad though because you're assuming I'm mad. Like,
no,
it's always that you got to be aggressive. It's always black women are aggressive, but if it's
I'll take it. Fuck it. I am aggressive.
But a woman, then they're passionate. But black
I'll take it. I'll be aggressive. Fuck out of here. You're not gonna do no dumb shit. I'm gonna give you but so much room. Right? Well, who's talking about her? That monkey saying something? Sasha, we're on your side, sister.
Yeah,
last week we said you had an attitude because you disappeared that one time.
Sasha was overrated last week. She was overrated, but now this week,
right now this week, everybody's like, she's running through her mind all day long. Sasha, we must be tired. Get the fuck out of here! Y'all so fucking phony. Listen, there's so many black wrestlers in AEW that's barely signed.
Oh, don't get me started. Do not get me started with how I feel about the people of color in AEW.
Where they at?
Every time, I get so irritated.
Where you at, Sonny? Where you at, Scorpio Sky? Where you wrestling at? You wrestling on Tuesdays? The AEW come on Wednesdays.
Or you put them on the YouTube show. And I'm not saying YouTube don't get. Of course, people watch YouTube, but I feel like
you got a TV. Why is your black wrestlers on YouTube? If that's the fucking case, they create their own page and wrestle in their backyard. The fuck? I love Willow. Oh, she is amazing. It's a lot of them. 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 It's a lot of amazing black wrestlers at T2T. Ad.
I mean, they're out there. It's just like we were saying. A lot of them won't get signed.
I think he was talking about trying to find a black wrestlers in AEW because I am too. Where you at? Where you go?
I'm just tired of them being on AEW Dark. Or like, oh, we signed this person, and then I never hear from them again. And I'm like, okay, that's nice, but can you put them on Dynamite? That would be nice. No. I would like to see them on. No. I would love to see them.
Into Cody's pyro and promo.
Pyro. Yeah, you can't like Cody's pyro and Chris Jericho time. That we don't get to see the wrestlers who can actually really wrestle on TV, and it makes me mad because like there's so many people that I know did sign with AEW and they're on Dark, and why it's good to showcase Dark, and I'm
doing it for like about 100,000 people. They have about a bunch of she's not in the tournament in February.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either because they are in that partnership.
Disgraceful.
They are in that partnership. She's an amazing wrestler, an absolutely amazing wrestler. And they have that partnership, and magically she's not in it. And I'm like, but how did this not like how? Like I get trying to put, and I totally understand they should build the women rosters because the women rosters like it's not. Let's not act like they're.
Who's in charge of the women? Kenny Omega. My cousin voice just is they black?
Yes, she's also really good. She's really. The only reason
we see Red Velvet now is because they trying to put her in Brandy's spot since Brandy's pregnant and can't wrestle against Shaq and Cody. The fuck are they doing?
See, and because Riho has already been champion, I don't think she needs to be in the tournament. I feel like
because no one gave a fuck when Riho was champion.
Like, well, personally, I had a whole issue with the match she won in because the way they overdid it, and she's like super tiny, and I'm like, I'm tiny too, but let's not do the shenanigans. Let's not do the shenanigans. Like,
she's big, strong,
tiny, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me she did all this when she looks smaller than me.
Fighting her.
Let's not do that. However, I do.
Not about size.
I don't understand and I now because you mentioned, I had to think the whole thing with Brandy Rhodes and Jade when they had that little segment. And then Brandy
is still pinned on top of my page. Stop calling black women ratchet.
Listen, my issue is this, as somebody who code switches. I didn't like that. I can tell it was like, people was like, oh, but maybe she talk. I was like, if you're telling me Brandy talks like that normally, it would have came out.
Her white husband?
That she talked like this. Like, as many, if you
the white husband, his white friend, she'd be like, Heifer to the Bucks.
I feel like if she did it normally, we would have caught it by now because she tweets.
No. If it sound authentic, it sound like she was trying to use all the black phrases
and that was my issue.
Play.
So when all the white people was like, "But this was amazing," I was like, "No, it's not.
It isn't.
I don't normally talk slang either, but I can." And I know how, like I said, around certain people, it will come out. But I'm not sitting here saying every Urban Dictionary word in the book. I'm not just like gonna put it like, this is my time to now be, let me show you how black I am. Let me get every Urban Dictionary word and just start saying it for absolutely no reason. How, for what? For what? Like, I don't need to do that. Like, if I feel like I might quickly get into what I can talk some slang for the moment, I don't need to put every like. Let me go look at Google. Let me find some words. Like, does this sound black? Let me go.
Use her sentence enhancers to make a spicy sentence sandwich more sparingly.
And that's a damn shame that what people considered the best promo. When
I thought people considered the promo where Cody said he was never gonna wrestle for the championship that's been there 5 months. The best promo in history.
That was my whole issue with that segment. I was like, can we not have like you really trying hard to do the Ave talk?
Why are you doing this to the black girl? You talk to all the other girls. Why you don't talk to them this way? Why are you calling her ratchet? Why? Because her hair? What was ratchet about her? Okay.
Don't know.
All right. But my thing is, Brandy could be a gangster boo at her home. We don't know.
She might be.
She could be a gangster boo and keeping Cody in check and his ratchet ass. And she could be calling all of the Bucks heifers. And that's how she could talk. She could just be like that on a Lilo. We don't know. My thing is, it came out so forced on television. Brandy could have read her for filth and nasty nice the fuck out of her. Brandy could have not said a word. She couldn't use a bitch. She could not use a heifer. She could use the bitch. She could use the bitch. She could just nasty nice it. She could put on a professional voice. She could talk to her like this. She could just talk to her down and read her for filth. And you do not have to put a little gangster in you to read someone to for filth. I'm sorry. You don't. At all.
That's true.
At all.
I do it all the time.
The most devastating things I said to people, I said it in a voice like this. I said it talking to them with no accent, just clear as day, talking to them like this. And then say, have a good day.
Oh, that's my favorite line. After I hurt somebody's feelings, like, okay, well, you have a good day.
Be well, take care. So
that's one of my favorite things to do to people. Like, okay, well, you have a good day after I hurt your feelings, and I can do that also without doing all the. Let me add all my words.
I watch Rebel's promo because I don't care. So. Wish her well. Don't care though.
Listen, and the fact that people was like, it was the best thing, and I'm like,
we know what people said it.
Yes, and I'm like. Ask a black person. Well, no, there's a couple of black dudes who was like, "Oh, what do y'all mean?" And I'm like, "I'm telling you,
those are the same black dudes that be like, I'm black and I'm not offended."
Yeah, the one black person that you take that one black person who speaks for the group and be like, "Well, this one black person said he was okay with it, so we all should be okay with it."
The black dudes that ask, "Why don't y'all like blonde women?" And then the black dude responds, "Bless your heart." and then the black dude that responds, "Oh, because they're just jealous." It's a lot of black dudes that should just shut up. Black dudes.
Listen,
there's a lot of black girls that should shut up. There's a lot of black people that should shut up in general. But the dudes in the wrestling community be egregious.
That's a whole rant, though. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that rant. Y'all don't want that rant today because
we save it for Women's Month.
Ooh, the rant I could go on about some of you dudes in the wrestling.
Save it for Women's Month.
Some of y'all, I don't know, man. Some of y'all are just shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans.
Who raised y'all?
I want to say it's the self-hate, but
who taught you to hate your nose?
Who broke your heart in like second grade?
Who taught you to hate yourself? What is it, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? It's February. We quote Malcolm.
Is there any wrestler you want to see? Like right now, they have all of the Hurt Business is together and the New Day's together, and then I want Naomi so bad to get they got her with Lana now, and I'm just like,
I want her to get the fuck away from Lana.
But I want her to have where she can shine. And not shine where she has to be part of something. Like, oh, she has to be with the Usos. Oh, she got to be part of the Hurt Business too, to get, some recognition because she's one of the most athletic. Like when people was like, oh, she's I was like, y'all sit here and love
mamas.
Y'all sit here and act like Alexa Bliss didn't do all types of stuff. But Naomi's not that good. Like, really?
Because Naomi can't talk.
I think Alexa Bliss is pretty hit and miss depending on what the promo is. See, Trey, what we're not going to do on February is we're not going to do the shenanigans today because you already know. Dude, you already know how I feel about that debate. I will be about that debate to the day I die because, yeah. And we don't want to talk about cultural appropriators in the month of February.
I know that's the only thing that had that in sync. I mean, listen. I know it's not Nick, but Aaron Carter did enough that'll make us look at Nick a little funny because y'all was raised in the same house. Why is he like this? What did you do that? Are you mad at him? I don't want to get in that because I love me some Jay-Z. She says he was the best.
No, JC was actually the best singer of the group,
and then Lance was coming behind him.
But I also have my issues with NSYNC fans because NSYNC fans keep forgetting that literally there will be none of them without the BSB. I was like, they were directly made because BSB fired their manager.
I mean,
like legit.
Yeah.
So when I tell people, I'm like, y'all always would debate. I was like, but you're wrong. Like 2 NSYNC members tried to try out for BSB and they didn't make it. They're like the next best thing. So that's why I always like people argue. I was like, listen, I've been a fan way too long to.
NSYNC had the bops though.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I say the cultural appropriators because
NSYNC went on BET.
Yes, they took it. Had the black producers. They had the black writers. They had the black choreographers. And of course, if you can get that, it was smart of them to go to the black community. Like, you got a bigger fan base, but that doesn't mean, like, culture. Like I said, I feel JT is one of the biggest cultural appropriators of all time, but that's another argument I don't want to get into today because I was like, he is a cultural appropriator, and y'all love him. I don't understand.
He was sitting there singing Senorita, and then married the joint from Seventh Heaven.
Oh man, listen, I want Naomi.
Let's get back to Naomi because they're trying to get us away from this.
See what she did, Trey? Shenanigans. Yes, I agree. I don't know. I don't know why she hasn't gotten another title shot to really do something with it. And if y'all worried about her not speaking on the mic, well, then pair her with somebody who can talk on the mic. Just like how you Roman Reigns, like I said, I love him, but he was not great on the mic. And whatever Paul Heyman was like, you know what, bro, we're gonna go and just have some lines, and this is what we're gonna do, and it happened to work.
Secret? He doing better, but he's still not amazing.
No, I don't like. Me is a look thing. It's a look.
I hate the slow promo that he does all the time, and it's just like, okay, but you don't have to talk slow because you bad. Bad people don't talk slow.
Rolling my eyes.
Thank you, and that's a singer. That's a singer singing that. Like he's saying it as he was writing that. Oh.
Who called
No, the fuck he ain't. No.
Thank you. Don't do that.
This nigga was man in the mountains for his last album. And fucking Wranglers and shit. Don't
forget he was singing country songs from Tennessee before he became famous. Y'all gotta stop the shenanigans. y'all gotta stop. Okay. Stop the shenanigans, okay? I do want Naomi to get another shot. I get what to do with Lana, but Lana does not need to be attached to Naomi. She doesn't. Stop. I feel like the only issue I have with the black stables, I feel like they just throw black people together. Sometimes I'm like, do we just need to throw every black person together? We got the New Day, and now you got the Hurt Business. I'm like, so here's some black dudes. Here you go. Okay, and what I love with
I am for that pair black people together because I want all my favorites together, and 9 times out of 10 my favorites just be all the black people. So I'm not gonna say I don't want that.
I just hate that. That's only I hate like black people's like this to put all the black people together.
I don't like that when it comes to the woman. I don't want Naomi and Bianca Belair to be the tag team because I feel it's going to be injustice to both of those women. They're going to use that tag team as a crutch to not do anything. He has improved a lot.
No, he did. Like Paul Heyman, whatever he told him, he was like, "Listen, bro," and
he just told them, "Don't give him a fucking promo, idiots."
Like he definitely improved, but I feel like if people are worried so much about mic skills, then put a mouthpiece on them. That's it, and let them because she's not like she can't wrestle. She can wrestle. She's actually one of the most athletic people on the roster. On both,
Naomi is not bad where she needs a mouthpiece. They have Lana cutting promos. They have fucking Nia cutting promos. Sasha wasn't too great on a promo thing. Bailey used to be bad. The more you do it, the more comfortable you become. If you are not giving chances to talk, then you won't be able to grow.
Yeah, people consider The Rock one of the best talkers of all time, but he had to get there. Like
he was happy joy, that nigga was not good.
Legit was like getting booed, and he had to change up his gimmick a bit and started just talking some shit, and it worked. And now he's one of the most like known for being really good on the mic, which is saying shit. So you gotta let people. You do have to give people the option.
The real Rocky is known for that. The new Rocky is.
All I meant like Prime Rock when he was just like saying shit and it just worked so well. You can kind of put him with anybody and he can just like deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give people chances to talk, and then guess what?
I feel like it should be like improv. Like
no, you know what happens when you memorize lines and things to say? It doesn't sound unique. That's why I didn't do Black Wrestling History with me and the camera saying, hi, today we're talking about SD Jones. And SD Jones, he was a jobber in his day. And da-da-da-da. Because it's me reading it is going to sound like I'm reading something and I memorized it.
Yeah, the Miz had mad years in the business, though. He had to learn something. Like, like he had so much years in the business, he should have learned something to at least play around with the fact that he can be very egotistical and work around that. And I feel like even though his show, like he's like fun, but he does give off sometimes egotistical vibes. So it's like this is part of your personality. It works. Like just strafing that in the ring. But you have to give them the option. They never give Naomi the option. That's why I was kind of mad when Booker T was like talking to nonsense. I was like, Booker T, if you don't shut up.
Well, since we here, let's talk about egregious ass Booker T since we're talking about Black stuff. Because I'm not gonna do it on our show Thursday because we giving Stevie his flowers. Big Stevie Ray, we love him. Booker. Booker, and I seen something, and it was I think it was on Pat McAfee's show, and he said to Ariel Helwani that I think he said to Pat McAfee, I'm just gonna do what I can to stay relevant. And once he said that, I understood. So he's not gonna listen to these things to have an adequate whatever, because he said something. What did he say the other day? He just said some dumb shit the other day. And he's saying shit to give you guys sound bites to keep talking about him. That's why he was doing the fucking Willie Bounce and Bad Bunny's video. That's why every time he goes, oh, you already know I don't like Sasha Banks. He wants people to talk about him. It is sad. But I mean, at this point, he don't let Triple H call him all types of nappy on TV. What do we expect?
I think I just watched that clip too when I think Vince said the N-word, and I'm like, there was no way you would have said that on camera, live or not, and I would have been okay with that. Yeah. I would have went so off of like script, like, excuse me.
When Hogan said never a bunch of times, he went on a catch for Hogan. Hogan was good for me.
Is what on YouTube? This or her show on Thursday?
I don't know, because I just said something about Booker T. I don't know.
Listen,
I just hate it. Yeah, that's what it is. He's trying to keep his name out there, and it's like, you don't have to go this route, Booker T. You don't.
Oh, Stan,
we're here.
I was really like, first let me say about Booker T. My issue with Booker T is I feel like he has an issue with women. And like he be really I watch him 1 minute praise a guy for doing something, and then like a week later he's like disagreeing with it. And I'm like, so why was it okay last week?
I watched him.
Or like when he was like with the Naomi thing and he was like, oh, well, I don't think she deserved that. I was like, Naomi at no point said, fans, I deserve XYZ. Her fans said Naomi deserves XYZ, and she thanked them and embraced that the fans was behind her. And here Booker T rightly self talking about like Naomi was like being entitled, and I'm like, Naomi has never one point ever got cocky and entitled and like egotistical and was like, oh well, I deserve to get this in WWE. She thanked her fans because the fans were saying Naomi gets like no credit, or she doesn't get the opportunities when you keep seeing Charlotte Flair.
You just punched in the fucking face by weak ass Lacey Evans.
So, the fact that we even had Lacey Evans even getting close to a shot. Lacey Evans still cannot wrestle. I don't care what anybody says. Sis looks
Lacey Evans still cannot walk in the ring properly.
So
Lacey Evans still cannot cut a promo. Like Lacey Evans ain't even cute.
He's like how Samuel L. Jackson was in Django.
Oop. We just watched that like last weekend.
That is what Booker T is. He's literally Samuel Jackson and Django.
And I ain't gonna stop because just like yo, when that shit happened with Tessa, you wanna know what Booker T said? Maybe they just made her mad.
Listen, I ranted on a whole Tessa Blanchard for a while because I was like, I don't care what anybody says to me. If that's the first thing that if you come out your mouth when you want to get mad about something I said, that's what you always felt. There are so many words in the vocabulary.
Thank you, Katrina. I tell Stan this all the time.
You, Katrina, and then you can tell me other things. I would rather you call me a B first before you call me the N-word. Because if that's the very first thing that goes to your mind when you mad at me, that's what you think.
I find it humorous, and then I start to laugh. And then I no longer take anything you say serious because you're just racist. You mean nothing to me. And you're racist and you're little-minded to think that calling me the N-word will hurt my feelings. I'm going to go home and cry about it. Ooh, boo, boo, hoo. Some guy I never met called me a nigger. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Called me a monkey. Woo, woo, woo. They said I look like a nigger man. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Because the funny thing, it'd be the niggas that say that go home to their hands.
Yeah, and I'm actually really glad that she's now off of TV because I didn't understand. Like, people was like...
So we get Katrina. I said, at least she won't be on TV no more.
Like, I don't... Like, people was like, oh, Lacey. I'm like, so you're telling me Lacey's more deserving of a title than Naomi is?
Oh, speaking of... Remember when she said that stupid shit out the side of her mouth to Cardi B and people weren't racist? Okay. Remember that was like, oh, she's an Army veteran. She could beat Cardi up. I punched an Army veteran in the face one time.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And this is no disrespect to anybody that's in the Army.
And they ain't do shit.
Who serves.
They ain't do shit to me because they knew they couldn't beat my ass.
But I also know a lot of people are not going to say those things to people's faces. Online make people really bold.
Here's the thing. This is why WWE needs to vet the people that they have on Twitter. You notice how Sasha didn't say anything? Because WWE said, shut the fuck up. So they should have did that to all of them.
I mean, you're right. People do care, but I also think a part of it is people are bold online. So a lot of times people will say stuff because they're not going to say it to your face.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here I can beat everybody up. That's a lie.
Someone online told me, oh, your pussy stinks. I was like, nigga, we online. I'm going to smell it.
So, like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I beat everybody up. I'm 5'2", I'm tiny, so I'm not going to sit here and act like, However, you're not going to say that to my face. And I know that. So that's that. A lot of times people get like cute. I'm like, but will you say this to me directly? Probably not.
See, I got a loud mouth and I've always been this way. Sometimes I say shit that I shouldn't say a lot. So I always have to, back my words. So, I will punch you in your motherfucking face. Mm-hmm. I'll punch you in your shit. I'll punch you straight in your shit. You may be able to beat my ass afterwards, but I will punch you right in your shit. First and hard.
Basically. I mean, that's my thing. It's like, I can get real crazy if I need to. I think people always
start crazy sometimes.
Like, and people always seem surprised. I was like, listen, y'all don't want that side of me. I'm very nice, but I'm also, y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that.
Listen.
Y'all do not want that. That's why, like, I'm just, listen. Now, the fact that Stan didn't mention Bow Wow. Yeah. It's good because I actually know, like, not saying that it won't happen anyway, but I always tell people you got to know what you can and cannot do with cops. So, like, people.
Oh, yeah, I stopped swinging on people. Oh, I haven't had a real fight in a while. I'm proud of myself because I used to be the type of bitch that, so, like, you said something on the internet, what's happening? You said something like you wanted to fight, so I'm at your house. You want to fight? And I'm happy that I haven't done that since 2014.
That's
right. I haven't knocked on nobody's door since 2014.
Listen, like, I'm very nice. I really am, and I go out of my way for people. But when I'm mad, and like, y'all don't want that. And I told people, I was like, when I get mad, I don't care. And now I'm gonna purposely go out of my way to make you feel a way too. That's what I do. So I'd rather not get that way. So it's like, don't get cute online that you probably ain't gonna say that shit to my face. Like, you're not gonna say it to my face. Don't say it. Like, don't think that's supposed to mean something. Like, I'm supposed to be like,
you know what? I respect the people that get cute online sometimes because you have motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about you, don't like you, but sitting up in your face like they're your fucking friends. Sitting up in your fucking face, smiling like, "Hey, how are you today?" Not giving a fuck about you. Do some little sneaky underhand shit. Try to steal you. Try to fucking woo your girlfriend away from you or some other shit. You know, little weak shit. You know.
So, Stan didn't mention Bow Wow.
Mm.
So I feel we should, I guess, mention it. So this is my thing with Bow Wow.
Add
I
a little,
feel
please.
like he's only doing
Add a little, please. Lil Bow Wow is his name.
I only feel like he's doing it because Bad Bunny's on there. As soon as he said it, I was like, bro. So because you see people are seem okay.
You want me to get his Twitter up and read his tweets?
And then he keeps going. And my issue is, it's one thing to really want to do something, but then you're going after wrestlers who probably really kick your ass.
No, they're going after him and he's responding. But he keeps saying, yeah, Little Bow Wow and Bad Bunny at WrestleMania, book it. Nigga, both of y'all can't wrestle. Who the fuck want to see that?
Like, we're not gonna have, like, you're not gonna waste TV time on WrestleMania.
He said, did you see that dive off the top rope? I could do better than that. Stan said that. Stan said he probably seen him and said I can do better. Lil Bow Wow said he could do better than Bad Bunny. This nigga ain't go in a ring yet. Lil Bow Wow ain't go in a ring yet. So once Lil Bow Wow go in a ring, then you know you could do something. But until then, chill out, Lil Bow Wow. And I'm not like, yo, you want to talk your shit, be side. But it's literally to get clout. He see one of the biggest fucking niggas in the game right now on wrestling, and it's like all of a sudden, I was a fan my whole life, nigga. We ain't never heard you even
like
put
me.
fucking
I think he
rap line in your fucking music.
I think we're born in the same year, so you might have watched the Attitude Era, because I did. But you're not going to sit here and acting like you're going to indie shows. You're not going to sit here and acting like you still following like wrestling that hard right now. You probably watching now, but you wasn't watching. Like, you was saying to me, you was watching Monday Night Raw when they had one of the really boring shows in January. You was watching as a fan. You were not Bow Wow, and that is my issue. And since Trey mentioned about, he can be trained by Rikishi, and that's perfectly fine if he's actually going to put the work for it. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to be like, oh my god, yay Bow Wow, live your dream, when I don't think he really wants to live his dream. Like, bro, he could have been probably tried to get into wrestling some time ago if this was really your dream. If I had the money or people I could have talked to get myself in the door where I know I would have done that. Don't now say you want to wrestle, but Bad Bunny, now you want to wrestle, as if you didn't see Snoop Dogg on TV how many times in WWE. That's supposed to be, that was like your uncle, right? Was he not one of the things before people put you on Snoop? So why not use him to get yourself in wrestling if wrestling was your dream? Now
why he wasn't there with Sasha Banks when he took Sasha?
Bad Bunny is now in segments. He has gear, and now, this might be, bro, stop. It's not your dream. Like, and like I said, I personally don't like.
It could have been his dream when he was a little kid. I think. Right? Here's the thing. Lil Bow Wow think that February 15th, he start training with Rikishi at WrestleMania. He gonna have a WrestleMania match for the 24/7 title. The fact that he's telling Bad Bunny to hold the 24/7 title and they gonna have a match at WrestleMania, this nigga was not watching the product, because that's not how that belt works.
Right? Because I guarantee you, Bad Bunny's using that title after Saturday Night Live. R-Truth is gonna make an appearance like R-Truth always does.
Right? And they're gonna use that to get the product over on NBC again. Let me tell you, if they had any interest in having Little Bow Wow, they would have had Little Bow Wow in the developmental system. He would have been at the performance center, not with Rikishi. They would have called him and said, hey, are you sure about this, Little Bow Wow? Little Bow Wow, okay, you want to come to Raw backstage, Little Bow Wow? Definitely Little Bow Wow. When they wanted to do Bad Bunny, they got Bad Bunny. They fucking contacted Cardi B. I knew this nigga was capping when soon as he wrote that tweet, he put WWE in his fucking photo on Twitter.
Oh, when I saw that profile picture with the WWE logo, I was like, dude, stop. Who you paid to Photoshop this? Like,
here's the funny thing. If it was just wrestling, if it was just like, yo, I wanted to wrestle since I was a little kid, why didn't you go to AEW where Snoop was last? They'll take you.
Right? I feel like he's been around long enough that if you really wanted to do it, you could have probably gotten your foot in the door a long time ago. But,
when you had When Bow Wow turned 18 and got freedom of his life, when
No.
Bow Wow turned 18 and got freedom of his life, he still had enough clout and enough money where he could be like, yo, I want to try wrestling. He could have been at a fucking show. They could have did more. But he wasn't really interested in being a wrestler. Right now, that video that had 14K that since Chris Bay tweeted it got 30 now. Right? Right? He trying to just jump in now. Like, yo, we see through you, little Bow Wow.
Yeah, the fact that he actually that post that was on Tier's Instagram, I was like, you had been clicking through hashtags, bro. That's how the hell did you get the response to this quick? Was it like a couple of minutes and you already had a response? So you were just waiting to see who.
Honestly, he vanity searched himself because he getting attention from wrestling fans. Like, what they saying about me today?
Because I'm like,
and fucking like, Wilkins said "fuck you" like 40 times to that nigga. So
he
gonna respond.
He did.
If you say "fuck me" once, I'm gonna be like, "What's poppin'? You want to fight?" But that nigga just said, "Go watch Fast and Furious 9." Like, I would listen. You can't even comment back to him. I would have said, "Nigga, shut up." You should have came when you did Fast and Furious 9, nigga. You should have Tokyo drifted your ass to WWE if this was your dream.
Tokyo Drift, and you weren't even a member of Tokyo Drift. I watched Tokyo Drift because of Han, and the fact that DK was like, you know, the villain.
You want to hear something funny?
Black character, and I did not care about Bow Wow. Nobody cared about his his Incredible Hulk car. We did not care. So when he said watch Fast 9, I'm like, bro, you are not an important part of the squad.
I gotta read the comment because it's hilarious.
You're not even an important part of the squad. Paul Walker.
You want to hear something? I never watched the Fast and Furious movie. I never. Nah, Wilkins should have said "fuck you, Bow Wow" when Bow Wow pressed him. He ain't do all that. Wilkins ain't standing on his words. Nigga, Bow Wow told you watch Fast 9. You should have said "fuck Fast 9."
That's how I'm petty. So I would have been like, but you're not even in Fast 9. So why would I care? Like,
nigga, that movie's trash. Fuck you, Bow Wow. Ain't movies.
Like, maybe
nigga,
you
fuck lottery.
Oh, I would have been petty, but like, maybe you should took Han's place. How about that?
Fuck out of here, bro. Bounce the fuck out my face, Bow Wow.
What happened with Sweet? Did Sweetness not kick his ass all in robots? Like, don't play with me, like, because I'm petty. So I would have been like all in all his movie roles. Like, so what happened here? Did you not get your dread stolen by the white kid? And
nigga, why wasn't you in Stomp the Yard? It's a better movie than earlier. So they weren't even in Drumline. Shut up, Bow Wow.
And you know what, Maurice? They should light his ass up on principle.
Nah, Rikishi looking for clout too. So let's get it together, nigga. Like Rikishi, let's not act like Rikishi ain't looking for clout too.
Listen, I don't want to get because I have my issues with Rikishi as well.
So you know I'm not lying. Nigga Bow Wow said, yo, I hate when motherfuckers MAFUKKAS get online and start running their mouth. MOUF exclamation point. Dude.
And the writer in me was very annoyed by those misspells.
Dude, I grew up on this shit. What are you talking about? Google the vids and the pics online of me front row at the matches dating back to 98. Early 2000s. Nigga, I watch 98 every day. I ain't never seen no motherfucking time. Nigga, you wasn't even lit in 98, dogs. Then, hold on. He said 2000s. He said all caps, early. Exclamation point. Been going to matches since I don't know when. Nigga, that's how you know you're not a real fan, because they not called matches, nigga. They called cards or shows. I've been going to boxing.
Actually, if he was still watching, he would have even known about the 24/7 thing. Like, actually know properly.
Right.
Like, that is R-Truth's baby.
Hold that. Tell him hold that to WrestleMania. We have a match for it. They don't really have matches for that shit, Bow Wow. We gonna wrestle him in the parking lot? That's how that bet goes.
Rikishi sometimes just, I don't really like how he's with his kids sometimes. But then like when I met him in person a year or two ago, his attitude was like he was Dwayne Johnson, and that annoyed me greatly.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like,
you are not
Dwayne, you lower that down a bit. You just have to knock that down a peg. Like, don't act like you sitting here.
The Rock ain't had Keisha wear. He had him let us sweatsuits. He been going to matches since I don't know when.
I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm an '80s baby, bro! Exclamation point. Nothing was bigger than WWE when I was growing up. It was WWF when you was growing up. Nothing. I don't need clout. Yes, you do! Exclamation point. I don't need clout. Go watch Fast 9 too, since I ain't putting out nothing that's relevant. When the fuck did Fast 9 come out? He ended himself.
He's not even in Fast 9. Like when they showed footage from Tokyo, when they showed him and they credited his name, it was old footage from Tokyo Drift for movie 8. It wasn't even new footage. Like they got Lucas Black to film new footage. Bow Wow did not get that same treatment. They showed old footage of you from Tokyo Drift, and you want to talk about watch Fast 9. Like we sit here like, oh, I can't wait to go see Fast 9 because Bow Wow's in it. We're
only not. One of the biggest movies in the franchise. And only the biggest movie in franchise film history. Is that relevant enough? ENUFF for you? Question mark.
An extra in one of the car crashes where they blew up cars in the background and we don't know what happened to people. That's where he's gonna be, because we're not sitting here worrying about him.
My nigga, the fact that he did all of that.
Who? Yes. I felt a real way about
Let me Google Fast 9. See when it came out, because it's 2020. Don't tell me either. No one tells me. Let me Google it to see it myself. No one tells me. I'm going to Google Fast 9 too. I'm not even Google anything else. Fast. Oh, it came up right. Wait. He's talking about the new one?
The one that
was not there. I thought Fast 9 was like fucking 20 years ago. That tells you how much I know about that shit. Oh man, Bow Wow. Yo, this nigga tried to cap that hard, B. Fast 9 was what Tyrese was crying about.
Listen, he was only used as the guy who sold
Bow Wow
in Tokyo Drift and got Lucas Black's character some wheels. He was not important. It should have been him in a car accident since he wanted to get cute. Maybe
I said Little Bow Wow. How important is Little Bow Wow's role in Fast and Furious 9? It's an article.
Yeah, man, I felt the way after that. I didn't like it. And then, like I said, when I met him in person and he was sitting here acting like he was The Rock, I was like, oh, bro, calm down. You are not Dwayne. Calm that down. Listen, that whole thing with The Rock and Tyrese was hilarious because Tyrese was hurt. I shouldn't be laughing about it, but he was hurt. Like
Tyrese is always fucking hurt.
I was like, bro, but like it's not this deep for the level of like he was going hard because The Rock, like it was obvious once The Rock got in Fast 5, he was gonna get a spinoff because he's The Rock. And this is The Rock's The Rock's niche in movies is to play the big buff guy with a lot of guns and shit happening. So that
made rock bottom.
I was like, this is what he's good at in movies. He gonna get a spinoff. So like when Tyrese sitting here acting he acting like Bow Wow now, like you was an important member of the squad. You was the mouthpiece of the squad. You wasn't even that important in Fast Furious. Like let's be real. Like let's not do that, Tyrese.
You gonna do that to my Fast family? You gonna do this to Paul, nigga? He is Jody in real life. I ain't never liked him. I never liked Tyrese because I always felt like he did Jody too good.
Yeah, what? Listen.
That's him.
This has nothing to do with like wrestling, but yes, he irked my soul in that movie so bad. And I'm like, you're like every like white, and I'm not saying men shouldn't show emotions because they should, but Jody, I wanted to punch him so bad. I was like,
yo, you showing emotions for some real shit, all right. You showing emotions because you being put on child support and you fucking boohoo screaming like that, nigga?
Or you mad because your mama finally got a man and you hurt? Like, bro.
Nigga said I'm broke.
Calm down, bro.
I'm broke. And fucking in a house with his Benihana's is in his backyard. Why don't you sell your Benihana backyard? You need monies.
No, he was hurt when The Rock, like, he was hurt. And it was best part was The Rock barely said anything to him, which made it even more funny. Because
what the fuck is The Rock gonna say? He's
The
crying
Rock,
online.
and he
The
was
Rock, don't do this to Fast Family, Rock. I thought you loved us. Niggas said Black Tie's gonna make a diss record against. It was a mess.
he was like, he was hoping The Rock replied so bad, and The Rock was.
I'm mad that Bow Wow told that nigga to watch a movie he's not really in. Yo.
That's why I said that.
I honestly
you
thought
dead
Fast
said.
9
Watch
was
Fast 9.
Tokyo Drift. I didn't know they wasn't the same fucking movie. This made it worse, B.
That was why I said it earlier in the group, because I was like, why did you even mention that? Nobody.
I'm mad at Wilkins. This nigga tell him prove it to me, nigga. You should have said fuck you in Fast 9. Shut up. You're not really there.
Fine.
If that's the case, then fucking Paul Walker is in Fast 9 too.
Right? Right. They only, and see, they got Paul Walker's, like, they digitally added Paul Walker.
But they digitally added Bow Wow too.
And he still has more relevance than Bow Wow did. And he was digitally added after he passed away. So I'm just saying, I don't know why he mentioned all that. Or he's sitting here acting like he was like the guy shirt that was in every movie.
This nigga said a movie he wasn't even in. They did not call say, hey, little Bow Wow, we need you to come shoot some scenes for Fast 9. Come on down. No. Yo, guys,
said, watch me and like Mike and call
and this is why he does not need to be in wrestling. Nigga just lie straight to our faces. Like we can't Google it. Yo.
I just like, if he does get into, I just hope somebody kick his ass one time real good. So then he'll be like, you know what? I'm done with my dream of wrestling. I'm done. Because I don't like.
No, I don't. I want WWE to pay him no attention. I don't want them to put him in no ring. I want him to go to Rikishi's school. I want Rikishi to have him there for like a year. I want him to be like, WWE, I learned how to train. And then boom, nothing.
Exactly. They brought back Han before they brought back Bow Wow's character in Fast and Furious. That's how little of unimportance he was. They dead brought Han back from the dead.
They rather use dead people in that movie than have your living ass come down and do things.
Oh man. But you know,
the internet hates us because I don't want to see another little Bow Wow tweet. He's not even on Love and Hip Hop. He's on Growing Up Hip Hop on WeTV. He's on WeTV. Nigga. And he's not even the best show on WeTV, B.
Deadass. He's not. Oh man, I just feel like I spoke to enough wrestlers to know it is not as easy. He's talking about this is like, bro.
Okay. This a pop you. I asked him V, how does he feel about practice? How does he feel about wrestling? He said, don't fucking talk to me about Bow Wow.
And I love Emery. He's amazing.
He said, don't fucking talk to me about Bow Wow.
Okay. And I'm like, listen.
He's just so fucking mad.
I got the interview over the last year. That shit's not easy. What the hell are you talking about? Like, if you can wrestle, so can I. Like, you know what? Let me just go on Twitter and be like, you know what, Vince? I've been watching since Shawn Michaels. Let me wrestle, guys. I need to wrestle too. Let me go Let me call Booker T up. Okay, like, no, Booker T, help me. Let me go to you to help me wrestle because this is
brother greatness threatened to make me a worker. Just shut up, I'll make you a worker. I'm like, no, I'm fucking clumsy.
Listen, I'm sure it's not easy. That's why I don't understand.
It's still here. Like,
oh, my dream. Does it? Not your dream. Stop it. I could have sworn he said that about his do-rag line that he had too. That was his thing. Like, oh, I got my own product line. This is my dream. His do-rags and all. So did that change? Did magically?
He's got a bunch of dreams, okay? My thing is, if he would have said that tweet, and just like said the tweet, go back and forth with the wrestlers. They're coming at you, defend yourself. But niggas like, nah, I want Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. You just played your fucking hand. Now we see what the fuck you doing. Now you gotta go.
See, that's the thing though.
He can't be lit because no one respects him anymore. Like, yo.
Listen, I say all the time, I can't take a bump. I know I can't, because I'm gonna really want to fight you. Like, if I take a bump in the ring and I'm hurt, I'm gonna want to fight now, for real. I'm not gonna think like, oh, this is just me to help me wrestle. So no, I know I couldn't take a bump in the wrestling ring, which is why
I stand. I'm wild clumsy. I should not be in nobody's wrestling ring. I should not be in no one's wrestling ring. So,
see, my issue with
the thing that's different. It's a different disrespect that they have for Corbin than it is for Bow Wow.
I just think Baron is really boring.
Boring.
That's my issue with him. But I know he's a safe worker, and I guess that's always a good thing.
Like, he didn't hurt nobody.
You're safe. You try to respect people in the ring, and that's dope. But he's very boring, so that's why I personally do not like him. But Bow Wow is just a lot of mouth, and the fact that he was like going off and like, I'm just like, bro, please.
And it's years of Bow Wow doing this. Like, this nigga had a private jet.
I remember that.
He was running from kids who didn't know him. So like, we seen him embarrass himself plenty and many times. Bow Wow went to the first. Rikishi called him. Rikishi, because he said it on Twitter earlier. He said, yeah, Rikishi, reached out to me and said, hey, let's make this happen. WWE didn't reach out to me.
And I hope to God they don't. Like, let him just keep talking crap on Twitter. And
nobody likes Enzo. I just don't want Bow Wow to do this. I don't need you here, Bow Wow.
I agree. Though I'm not really fond of most celebrities being in wrestling, and it's just a personal thing. I don't really need them taking up too much TV time for people who probably needs TV time. No. However, if I felt Bow Wow was being serious, I might not care too much, but I know he's not. I know it was literally, he was just mad that Bad Bunny was getting some kind of recognition from people.
It's not even he was mad. He's just saying like, oh, these niggas is getting lit off of wrestling. He's seeing that like Bad Bunny is getting millions of views on him posting about wrestling. He's seeing that they're talking about Bad Bunny. Seeing that Bad Bunny has a belt now. Snoop is jumping off the top of the rope. Shaq is about to wrestle. So he's like, oh, this is the new bag since being a pandemic, we're going to wrestling? I don't want you here, Bow Wow. I don't. You barely want these niggas here, and now you come. The sad thing is, if little Bow Wow capitalized on his actual, when he actually had clout or whatever, fuck, it'd be different. But now he's just here like, I don't need clout. You do. We see it. You need a clout when you say you going in your private jet.
I think that was it for me. Once he did that, I was like, bro, stop.
You know what was it? And I never, and it had nothing to do with Bow Wow. It was that episode of Catfish where girl was like, Lil Bow Wow was just writing me. And it was just a dyke chick. And after that, I was like, damn, she was a better little Bow Wow than Lil Bow Wow. Bitch was smooth as fuck.
Oh man.
One of the greatest episodes of Catfish. And I was like, fuck Bow Wow. He wasn't really him.
Yeah, might be right. Yeah, might be right. He legit might just need some storylines. People love to do that with the storylines.
Bow Wow was never showed on storylines. He lies all the time, apparently.
And see, the thing with Cardi was legit confused when people was like tagging her and she didn't know what was happening. And then she admitted, she's like, I haven't actually watched wrestling in a while, so I don't even know who these people are. And she was
WWE mentioned Cardi.
She was honest about
mentioned Cardi. And she said, what the hell? Why am I
Yeah, and then she like seemed like, oh, somebody mentioned her. And then she made a joke like this was not the appearance I wanted to make. Obviously, it was a joke. And then people was like, I'm like, she didn't say she was about to come tomorrow and start wrestling people. All she said was, and then she admitted that she hasn't watched it in a while, like she hasn't followed. She's being honest. Unlike Bow Wow, who said he was on every show, apparently. I must have missed
I was there in 98. I'm a Google it. Little Bow Wow at wrestling.
I must have missed those 1998 episodes where he was on it, because I could have sworn I was watching like all the shows.
I watch 1998 every year, literally. I'm not even fucking lying to you.
And I don't recall seeing him in the front row, so I'm like, maybe I just missed all the episodes he was on.
Maybe in 2000. Little Bow Wow.
Oh man, when did his first album come out? I don't think it was 98.
Bow Wow was around in 98. I think he was like fucking 5 on Death Row in 98.
Coming to the Thunderdome to be like not on the screen.
Yeah, they didn't even put him in the Thunderdome, B.
And I've been in Thunderdome mad times. Okay, so
listen, let me Google Little Bow Wow on Raw in 1998. Oh, they make me write WWE. Whatever, just give me the stuff. I try not to write WWE. I try to put WWF. They didn't let me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like when he started getting known, though, it was 2000. So for him to have some supposedly front row seats in 98, from who? Who got you the front row hookup?
Yo, honestly, they not even showing Little Bow Wow at wrestling.
I was like, bro, liar.
It's like fucking Bad Bunny. It's like Mike in the corner.
Look at this. Look at the
nigga. They showing fucking. They showing fucking. Hold on. You know me? They showing fucking Ricky Steamboat. Y'all want to see what I googled? Can y'all see what I googled?
Oh my god, the fact that you got the screen.
Y'all want to see what I googled? It says Little Bow Wow.
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow on Raw in 1998.
I watched wrestling all in 98.
Yo, Chris Canyon is there. There's no Little Bow Wow.
Even if I think he's born in 87, which is the same year I was born. So if he was there in 98, he should have been old enough that I would have recognized his face in the front row. Like it wasn't like he was like 4 years old. And then I was like, okay, maybe that's not him. But legit, his face was recognizable in 98. That I should have been like, okay, that was Bow Wow.
2 years later, he was Little Bow Wow. You just don't know. So, Little Bow Wow looked the same since he was a little baby. But nonetheless, he just gonna fucking lie to us. I was there in 98. No, you wasn't, nigga. You was. You was not front row in 98. You know who was front row? The little fucking kid with the bowl cut who was always mad. He was always there. Nigga, how we gonna fucking do house shows?
Yeah. Stab the shenanigans. Yo, house shows.
Listen to me. Little Bow Wow should not do this anymore. But he is smart. It is getting him attention.
Yeah, that's it.
Because wrestling fans are dumb enough to be like, shut up, you ain't shit about him all day. And then look at us. We're talking about now. He probably searched Little Bow Wow and heard us say he ain't shit.
Where like if I see a response later on about how these two black women just went on, like
you better watch Fast 9, black girls.
And then I will just respond with only if they kill you off. Like, how about
did you take your jet to the set?
Okay. Are you gonna be at the like even when they did the whole like I think Fast 8, which I went to like the premiere for New York, he wasn't even there. And they showed like old footage of him in Tokyo Drift. He was the one actor who was not there on the red carpet. You know who was there now? You know,
they didn't even tell him the day it was happening.
They were there, but not Bow Wow.
They don't tell him things. He signed a release. They can use your footage as much as they want to, Bow Wow. Nigga said, I honestly, this whole time thought Tokyo Drift was Fast fucking 9. I didn't know the difference between them.
It came out so long ago. It's not even funny. Like
I thought that's what he was talking about because I knew he was there. I knew he was in that one, so that's why I thought that was Fast. And I was like, yo, this nigga is talking about a movie that came out 10 years ago.
And it's not even the one that.
Nigga talking about the movie that came out this year. Shut up, little Bow Wow. You was not even fucking nigga. Yo, little Bow Wow ain't shit, B. I don't want to talk about him no more because I don't want to fulfill whatever need he's getting from this. But God,
yeah, word, right? He probably gonna be on YouTube.
Wilkins need not to talk about him no more either. Before he presses me, fucking press the shit out of Wilkins. Yo.
Well, apparently to him, we have to watch Fast 9 though. So
he was there. He ain't putting out nothing relevant enough. Yo, this nigga really tried to pull us with the okie doke and we can't reply to him. We can't say you wasn't there.
Listen.
Yo,
the fact that people was like, say, like, yeah, I'm like, so nobody gonna just question this Fast 9 fact? Because I did.
Honestly, I didn't question it because I thought it was Tokyo Drift.
But again, even in Tokyo Drift, he wasn't even that important member of the squad. I was like, nobody cared about you in Tokyo Drift. Nobody was like, let me go rewatch Tokyo Drift Bow Wow. Who?
This nigga told us he was live at wrestling in '98. He used
like,
to go to the matches. Nigga posted, yo, where's that belt at? Nigga posted a belt and said, I've been had the title. Now I'm going to that because what the fuck belt was that? It wasn't even a wrestling belt. Nigga had a state fair belt on his shoulder.
Does that mean I need to go challenge Oscar now? Because I have.
Nigga had an Ohio State fair belt on his shoulder, talking about I've been the champ.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No, I'm finding it. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. That's it. Had enough of Bow Wow today.
Oh man!
I don't care if I scroll for 20 minutes. I don't care if I make you stay 20 more minutes while I find that championship. Man, I'm gonna go straight to media because I find it faster. Fuck him. Right here. Nigga said I've been the champ. The fuck is that?
Oh man.
That look like the belts that come with the 99-cent toys. Oh, yo. Guys.
You guys, I cannot. Like,
I've been the champ.
Oh man. Listen, see, we just gave Bow Wow mad time. Sorry, y'all. Just
nah, we had to. Oh my gosh. He was writing MVP. Little Bow Wow, you just
all MVP said was he didn't want him part of the squad, and
he said, "Nah, we good over here." Little Bow Wow said,
"What is Bow Wow gonna do for? Look at the okay. So you look at Shelton, Bobby, Cedric, and MVP. Where do Bow Wow fit in that? Where you gonna be the water boy?
Nigga, Bow Wow don't even fit in music." Bow Wow said,
"Oh man."
MVP said, "Nah, we good over here." 2 days ago. Well, it's not. This shit probably a while ago. But Bow Wow replied forever later, said we could say the same about wrestlers coming into our profession.
It is not out yet, and he is not in it.
He's reaching. Said wrestlers coming into our profession, music and movies too. But do we? You supposed to be uplifting. And I think I love the Hurt business too. And to think I love the Hurt business. Shut the fuck up, Bow Wow. He said post to be. Nigga, not even pose. Nigga said post. You post to be. I don't know why little Bow Wow writes like he 12.
Listen, I don't do well with shenanigans, so I will be talking mad shit to Bow Wow and cannot be his manager because I'll be annoyed. Like if you don't shut the fuck up.
I already agreed to manage Stan. I'm not gonna manage little Bow Wow and Stan. I'm probably not gonna be good at managing Stan, so that's probably not gonna last long. Fucking, I don't take shit seriously. I'm probably like while he wrestles and he's gonna say, "Get the fuck out of here," some dumb shit. So he's
gonna talk about his Fast 9, about his money in Fast 9, and I'm gonna just be like, you know what, bro? Shut up. It's fine. Just shut up.
Listen, I just don't want to. I just don't.
That is true.
He got beat up by another one of his girlfriends because he was trying to be a big Bow Wow.
And while I do not condone violence,
Finisher is gonna be domestic violence.
Yo. Yes. I do not condone. I don't condone violence, but I'm just over Bow Wow. He needs to stop. Like, I feel like I just want to just like retweet him and quote it and just like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro.
You're fine. He's a gangster.
Like,
Don't start tripping. Bow Wow gangsta out here. Alright? Cause
Gangsta where? In his Fast 9?
yes, he a gangster in Fast 9. You don't want him to do you like he did Soldier. Guys, please give us something else to talk about. Let's get the fuck off.
Yes. So, because we did give a lot of time.
I feel like we were talking about it for the last hour.
Hey.
Hi, Steph. Like,
don't do that.
I don't listen. I don't want Bow Wow to press me, beat.
Don't put that.
I can't reply. I can't reply back to Bow Wow.
You know what? And I feel like Romeo will kick his ass.
He don't want that. He don't want that Romeo smoke.
I really feel like he would, just because he doesn't say
honestly,
much. But I feel like Romeo.
Do you see how the turntables turn? You see how the turntables? Like,
oh man.
We thought that Little Romeo was the corny one, and we was clowning for ICD college.
We did.
We was like, little fake Bow Wow. Look at little fake Bow Wow over here, and look at it, and look at it, and look at this. Nobody wanted to listen to Romeo. I bet y'all didn't watch Romeo. I bet y'all didn't watch the Romeo show. Hey, ho,
we started Romeo
for the Romeo show. That's how it went.
I actually did used to watch that show.
You know, they had a whole show.
I did. But we're sorry, Romeo, because yes, clearly, like, somebody else was the one with the shenanigans.
He was the one all along.
Romeo ain't doing shenanigans. Like, why can't he be like Romeo?
He God fairy.
Yes, and people was like, "Oh, he's corny for going to college."
listen,
and look, you get back
with the ICDC. Okay.
Listen, I was okay with the college thing. Okay, I got my degree, so I totally get it. But people definitely did go for Bow Wow more than Romeo.
Like, so y'all tried to play Romeo out.
So apologize to Romeo.
Used to crack jokes.
Look at Bow Wow.
Remember that meme where it was a loose leaf paper and it said ICDC college, you in nigga? Lil Romeo. Y'all try to play Lil Romeo. And look at him. Let me see what Lil Romeo doing on Twitter.
Oh my god.
Let me see what Lil
Romeo
Romeo
not doing shenanigans, I know that. He's probably not talking
a little Bow Wow.
He's probably not talking about his Romeo show. Like, I got clout already. Go check out the Little Romeo show, because you know.
Oh, his name is Romeo. What's his name? I can't type in Lil Romeo.
Oh my god, what is? Oh my god, what is? That's bad, y'all. I'm sorry.
Romeo Millis.
Here you go. We slacked. Sorry, guys. I totally forgot.
Look, he's CEO of Romeo Land Studios, y'all. And I bet you it's real. And he hosts X on a beach. Look at that.
I feel like Stan is trying to get me to rant again. Listen, I have
nigga got rap snacks. Yo, son of masterpiece. He a philanthropist. He an actor. He a musician and a big brother. Is Lil Bow Wow big brother? I think not.
He is minding his light skin business, and look at what the black delegation did to him, and he wasn't doing none of the shenanigans. Look at him now, and then we get Bow Wow. Okay, he was, and it's sad because I mean I didn't like the song because I didn't like the song.
Damn it, his daddy about to make a BT rom-com.
But you know that Fast 9 though, that Fast 9.
Like,
oh man.
Listen, Lil Romeo minded his business. He flourishing in life. He got rap snacks. And Lil Bow Wow telling us to fucking watch Fast 9. Because Tyrese is in it, I guess.
You do have to do rag line, y'all. So, you know, maybe get a do-rag, get the wave spinning.
Right?
Keep your hair tight, you know?
Listen, we're not going to take Lil Bow Wow's do-rags from Lil Bow Wow. His little velvets, his little silkies. He got those.
Oh man, yes, I remember when the news about that came out. about HOG.
They had the No Limit Soldiers. Lil Bow Wow actually has wrestling ties. I mean, Lil Romeo actually has wrestling ties. No Limit Soldiers was in WCW. His daddy them was there. Silk the Soccer did MVP music. That's why Bow Wow coming at him.
See, because
Silk the Soccer did his music.
See,
Silk the Soccer did his music. And C Murder did Wolfpack music. Romeo could easily slide up in here like, yo, what's up, y'all? Y'all know me. I'm Lil Romeo.
And I bet you
matter of fact, I'm not gonna call him Lil Romeo. That's disrespectful to Romeo Miller.
You was like, you definitely like Lil Bow Wow, though.
Nah, fuck Lil Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow still acting like Lil Bow Wow, B. Lil Bow Wow still acting like Lil Bow Wow. You don't get the little drop in your name until you act like not little.
Yeah, he got that. I don't like he got that little man complex energy, like doing the most because he's not that tall, so he does the most. I don't like when guys do that. Like, just
honestly, short niggas. Yeah, I don't gotta act like that.
It's all right, bros. It's all right. And yeah, stand about the whole Russell. Like, that's a whole nother rant I won't get into because people are ridiculous.
He is simple loving his wife.
Like, I almost got an argument earlier today. I was like, you know what, Katrina, don't do this to yourself today. Don't do it. Just scroll past. Because I don't understand why people are mad that the man loves his wife. Like, you want him to say he hate his wife? He hopes she dies? Like, I don't.
Nigga's supposed to be like, whatever, bitch. He's supposed to.
How is that an issue for anybody? It's beyond me, but what do I know?
Nigga has a loving relationship with his life and he is simp.
Like, he must work his wife up or something, or like.
Internet, y'all stupid. Y'all are stupid. Listen.
First of all, don't do that. Don't do that, Trey. Don't do that. Because
it's Napoleon complex. Romeo's corny for telling niggas making a college rap.
I was okay with it, but people definitely was hating on him for that commercial.
First of all, they didn't call that education connection, bitch, corny.
And I hate those commercials. That song was so bad. All the songs for the education connection commercials were bad, and yet they kept making them. They were so bad.
Y'all was afraid. Y'all was afraid of the nigga trying to get y'all to go to, what was it? I was about to say Salvation Army. It's not Salvation Army. Y'all was scared of the nigga I was trying to get y'all to go to fucking DeVry. Listen, you're not Little Bow Wow. That's why.
That little man complex, man, it runs deep.
No, honestly, here's the thing. I want Little Bow Wow to stop being Little Bow Wow. And, you know, live his life. Niggas could put on fucking Lil Bow Wow and bop the fuck out. Like, niggas could fucking dead ass put on Bounce With Me and say all the words like Stan did. Niggas fucking loves that shit. Lil Bow Wow fucking had songs that take kids back to when they was kids.
He did.
Nigga, Lil Bow Wow can go on tour just performing those songs.
That is true.
Retire. Get into something else. Stop trying to be a fucking pick-me, nigga. And just do something. If you really want to do this wrestling shit, do the wrestling shit. Shut the fuck up and do it. But now he's like, I want to face Bad Bunny. And it's like, that's what you here for?
Yo. You're right. That guy from Everett College really had you feeling sorry.
Exactly.
If you wasn't at school and you was sick at home watching Maury.
Because I was always at home watching Maury. I was never sick. I was just like, I need to see Maury.
And he came on like, what you doing with your life? And I'm like, you know what?
Stan got his nickname for my love of not going to school and watching Maury. Like, yo, live your life. But he's too busy trying to be a fucking look at me nigga, and he's doing a lot of shit that makes us look at him like, ew. If Bow Wow, no one would be saying anything if Bow Wow hasn't been Bow Wow for the past 10 years. Sorry,
I agree. I feel like a lot of it is because of the stuff he's been doing. Like, I think he just said nothing during COVID. And I'm like, dude, why are you at a club doing COVID? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you performing at a club?
Nigga posted it like it was a little Bow Wow concert. And when they clapped him, he said, all right, it wasn't a concert. They didn't ask me to perform. I, just did a couple songs.
And it's still like, I'm not like, why? During COVID, like, so we just not going to act like it's not happening right now? Like, we just going to.
It's Atlanta. Atlanta and Florida are two different monsters.
Because I'm like, bro, even if they didn't actually perform, I would not have performed. Why are you in a club right now? Like, why?
Because they probably think they can't get COVID twice.
Well, that's not
Charlie
true.
Caruso did it.
Like, people have definitely gotten it twice.
Listen, guys.
So we did spend a lot of time on Bow Wow. Sorry, guys. That went like.
Let's get back to black people because we love those black wrestlers, not little Bow Wow.
So
I'm just happy I could give Romeo Miller his roses. He deserves them. Little Bow Wow.
Yeah, Atlanta and Florida is with the shenanigans. I feel like they don't really care. We're never going to get out of this. I would like to be able to do normal stuff again, but we can't because
honestly, I just want to like go outside and breathe fresh air and not like be judged.
Oh, it would be just nice to like take a walk and not have to worry about my mask on, because it's like I did that before all of this, where I would just take a walk and just get some air. And it's like, now I got to be like, oh, this person's a little too close. Let me put my mask on. Like that, like, I love to do again.
The fucking benefits of fresh air. And we can't.
Yeah.
But they want to open up restaurants. New York, New York. Valentine's Day. Get that money, honey.
Yeah. So I guess since we like did ramble about Bow Wow, what would you say is like something you want to see like going forward with like black wrestlers and like wrestling?
I want to see more of them in the main event, the actual main event. I want to see more of them have chances to grow and speak and not just be like one. You're the black guy, you doing it. I want them to be more black champions in the WWF. It's been fucking 85 years. Sorry, over 100 years of that. At this point, if you're not bigoted or you're not racist, then why isn't it happening? I want them to actually be in the main event, not being forced in the main event. I want them to actually feel like contenders. This is a written sport.
Yeah.
People are placed in positions. It is not something you have to earn. It is not something you have to really work hard for, because we've seen that happen. People really don't work hard and get shot straight to the fucking top. I want black wrestlers to, I want it to be so normalized that we don't even fucking differentiate them from fucking wrestlers. It's just straight wrestlers. We don't have to put them in another class. Like, oh, it's a black wrestler champion. Oh, it's a black wrestler in the main event. Oh, it's first black wrestler in the main event of WrestleMania. First black wrestler. We shouldn't have to be doing this in 2020. It should have been happening.
I'm hoping they do that with Bianca and Sasha, but my thing is if they do it where
I don't have faith.
It can go both ways, because Sasha Banks had to fight a bit to get that title back from Bayley, but then Bianca's there now, and why I would love to see it. I would actually rather Bianca not go against Sasha so we can have two black women champions at the same time.
They're not gonna give us that.
I know. I would rather that than having them go against each other. And I get that the match will probably be phenomenal, and it will probably be like, we hyped
it up too much.
And all, but I would love if they would have had Bianca where we can have two black champions at the same time, rather than having the two black women face off because, well, only one of you guys can be champion type of vibes, Right. So I would rather that with regards to Bianca and Sasha, but I definitely agree with you with regards to it would be nice to see more wrestlers that are black being champions. And it shouldn't be like it's like it was 2021. That was the first time we even got a black woman. It's insane when she can out wrestle half the women that was in that Rumble. That's my thing.
Honestly,
it takes 20 years for some of them to even get. Like I said, it took for me too long for Jackie to get into the Hall of Fame personally.
Listen, if we really sit back and talk about Jacqueline's WWF career, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
A joke. And she was out wrestling half of the men that they had on their roster.
She definitely was. I loved her.
So with them main event in Mania. Oh yeah, they made main event night 1. I can see that.
That would be nice. I will be okay with that.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening. I was going to say, I don't think WWE is evolved enough to have 2 black women main event their show. But since it is 2 nights, I can see them main eventing night 1. But I can also see the WWE Championship main event in night 1 and the Universal Championship main event in night 2. Because the last time they had a women's main event that was hyped up, it was pretty much flat. So I don't know if it does. Like, honestly, the women's main event could have main evented, the women's Royal Rumble could have main evented the Rumble, and
I actually
it would have been a happy day.
I thought it should have.
Edge winning was just like, okay. I just want it to be to a point where we don't have to sit there and say, oh, a black woman's winning, a black man's winning, a black this, a black that, a black this, a black that. Because then you get, it's not about race. And it's not even like I want it to be because of them. I want it to be because at this point, it should not have to be that.
No, you're right. Point, it should be normal enough that we're like, oh, this wrestler is just this wrestler without adding the fact that this person's black.
I also want wrestling companies to stop throwing away talent saying they can't talk when the promos are written for them. You can't talk, or they can't say the dumb shit you want them to say.
Yep. I would like to add to that. It would be nice that the black wrestlers not looked as problematic because they might not agree with the way you want their character to go. And so you blackball them, or you make it hard for them to do anything out of what they were doing because you feel a way about them saying anything. That's my thing. I feel like every time I listen to people, and I'm in so many wrestling groups, it's like insane. But you just listen to people like discussing wrestlers, and then you see people praise other people and then complain about it from somebody else, and I'm like, but it was fine for this person. This person's not even that great, but it was fine. And now because this person's a black person, now it's a problem. Like when somebody mentioned Bianca's hair, and I remember I had to go off on her because I was like, what the hell? She was like, oh, I don't like the braid. It was ghetto. And I was like, what's ghetto about it?
It's a braid.
Like, explain that logic to me. And then she cut it. And I was like, I already knew what you meant by it, but I wanted you to explain it because you said
black.
So explain it. What does that mean?
And that braided ponytail is like the least black thing about her.
I was like, maybe she just want to have a ponytail. I mean, it's fine. It ain't hurting nobody that she wants to put a style. Like, sis does her own clothes and everything. Like, don't be rude. But I was like, so it's fine for her to have long, but everybody wearing the long extensions and they're wearing extensions and that's perfectly fine.
You literally can see Charlotte's extensions at the end of her match. Visibly, because her hair is thinning. We don't talk about Charlotte's weave. But we talk about, Sasha's wig, Bianca's braid, Naomi's weave, this, that, and the third. People talking. I remember someone said they don't like Naomi because her afro. A black man.
Oh, I remember that. I remember people complaining about her having her natural hair, and I was like, "How is this bothering you? Sis want to show off her
and her hair is flourishing." I remember when she was wearing weaves. And her edges was like, Carmella too, and her edges was not good for her. Some people will talk no matter what all the time. But as for black people, what I want to see as a black person in wrestling, right? But I just want it to be normalized, so we don't have to feel like they're giving us morsels and they're not really giving us anything. That Kofi thing was so big for us, and it was like,
to end like that, yeah, I was mad.
And even not even for it to end like that, for it to be like that. The only notable thing about Kofi's championship is how he won it and how he lost it. Nothing else is memorable about that. Yeah. Nothing else is memorable about that. And that's because they didn't give a fuck about it. They just seen how we was reacting towards it, and they gave us one. Everybody gets one. So we had that with Kofi. Guess what? Picky is preacher. I think he was like a junior preacher. So
no, it was definitely a good moment for us to see Kofi.
It was, and it meant the world. It meant the world. I didn't cry when it happened, but when I seen how much the black wrestlers were crying, when I seen Woods and Big E crying, when I seen Shad and MVP crying and hugging, when I seen the black wrestlers reacting to it, that's when it fucking broke me. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And those are the people that go through it.
I mean, I do think Big E needs to get a title run. Like
honestly, Big E still has his chance to win. The thing with Kofi is Kofi been there so long and was given nothing. So when the fans got a whiff, like, wait a second, are they giving Kofi something? Holy shit, it just excited them because we seen him get nothing for forever. We remember the Randy shit. So it wouldn't have been that big if it was Big E because it doesn't have the history of you not getting anything for years. Now Big E's gonna have his time. Big E is gonna have his time. He's on it. Big E is showing us why he's the shit. Because he is. So he's gonna have his time. But Kofi was different because it was like, oh, they're giving Kofi something? Wow. Wait, Kofi could be the first black champion? Wow. I didn't even know how far they was going to take it. So when he actually did get to it, I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah. That's what it was for me too. Like, oh yeah, I did it. Okay.
Even in the match, I was just like, is he going to win? Because they've done this to us before, Booker T.
Yeah.
We've seen this. So I want shit like that to be normal. So we don't have to grip at every little fucking straw. That's it.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
We're gripping for straws when it comes to black wrestlers. And what do they do with them?
And it sucks.
Why is Bobby Lashley not nobody's champion?
I mean, I personally don't like him, but I never really did. But he's dominant enough that there's no reason why he hasn't been champion.
Bobby
yet.
Or Drew McIntyre? Yeah.
Yeah, as Bianca has been saying, like, since she got her win, that it's representation is everything.
Always has been.
That's it's everything. Like, to have somebody like you can now relate to, like, oh, somebody who looks like me did something amazing, and it's not.
That's why we give Jacqueline her roses. Not because of the shit that she done in the business, because we grew up watching her bounce her booty like a basketball and face Sable in dumbass matches. We grew up watching her get fucking basically nothing. But she was the only woman that looked like us. She's the only woman that looked like us.
Yeah, but we gotta see.
Yeah, but we're talking about right now. Why is he in the WWF for like fucking 4 or 5 years now, and he has not been a champion yet?
Yeah.
Hell, first and foremost, here's the funny thing: they're waiting for Brock. They're waiting for Brock, I guess, to pull the trigger on Bobby and Brock. How about you put the fucking belt on Bobby, so when Brock come back, he be like, "You got my fucking belt."
Oh, yeah. I was mad about that too.
Yeah, Stephanie won the belt off of Jacqueline.
I was mad about that too.
Right? They're like, oh, they're waiting for Brock to come back. They don't have to. Take the belt for boring ass Drew, because we tired of seeing him and Randy. You're not doing anything with him. Get it off of him. Put it on Bobby fucking Lashley. Bobby Lashley has a fucking dominant run with this motherfucking belt, and then he will not lose to Brock in fucking 5 seconds. They come in and they fuck each other's shit up.
Yeah.
You build it from now. Put the belt on him fucking now. Take it off of Drew. We don't care. So when Brock come back, you have this just ready. Boom. You don't have to fucking force no storyline. Like, I want you, Brock. He got the belt. Brock only comes from the fucking belt. Velveteen Dream was talking to a little girl inappropriate, and it's a damn shame because I seen the penis. It's not a bad one. But he needs to be champ. Put the belt on fucking Bobby.
Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like Dream would have had some chances. That didn't happen, honestly, because it looked like they were trying to push him.
Yeah, he would have been NXT champion. He would have been.
And then it was never. There was never. That was it.
Yep.
That was it. That was once that happened. He was like, "Well, there goes that."
It was the last time he been. Honestly, I want them to be whatever the fuck they are. They wasted a lot of black people. If y'all want to go on a fucking tangent of who they wasted, we'll be here all night. They wasted Booker T. They did something with Booker T, but they wasted Booker T.
I mean, I'm alright with Drew, but definitely he's a better heel.
Drew's boring. Get him away from the belt. Get him away from the belt. Try again next time. Not this year. Maybe next year. He won it. He had his moment. He had his redemption song. It's all he ever had. Whatever. Get him out of here. Like, they wasted MVP.
Yeah.
They wasted Shelton Benjamin. They wasted Bobby the first time around. They wasted Kofi all his life. They wasted Big E for a very long time. I don't know, like Xavier Woods wasn't your Ricochet wasted itself.
Oh, God. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin is.
Once we seen your fingers in your butt, what can they really do with you? And you know, like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Put your fingers in your booty all you want to. But once we see it, we're never gonna unsee it. Like with Paige, they was never gonna give Paige a title again. We've seen what she did with them.
Yeah, listen, they do waste a lot of black people. Like, I'm still mad about Shelton. Like I said, he's very underrated of people, like, of how talented he was in the ring. And like, I'm just like, yo, he did not get
They got a fucking giant who's just managing AJ. They got a black giant.
Yeah, I actually was hoping they would do something with him to see what he can actually do in the ring, but right now he's just playing bodyguard. And I'm like,
honestly, I don't think that he's catching it as easy because, like, he's big, he's probably a little clumsy. I don't think he's getting it as easy as, like, you know, they want him to. So they want him there because he's a fucking giant. So they just put him there on the road, like you learn it on the road. They honestly should have did to him what they did to Eva Marie and have someone train him at home all the time. Y'all heard the story about Booker T coming at Jazz because she did his entrance, or was it his axe kick? No, it's probably his entrance. Listen.
I just, Booker T irks me so bad because he's like always, and I'm like,
it's a shame. It's just like, a shame.
Dude,
it's a shame. It's a shame.
Really bitter.
It's a shame. We want to look at Booker like you was our black guy, B.
I mean, hell, if we even get that.
Right.
Like I said, I thought she was actually better than Beth Phoenix, but yeah, Beth Phoenix is in the Hall of Fame. But what do I know? Like, personally, I think she's better than Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix get an icon special.
I don't even think she was really.
I was like, who she fucked to get that edge?
I'm rooting for Keith Lee.
They want Keith Lee to lose weight. And you know what? On TV, he's not looking good. Marcus Covon left to take care of his family, but they did waste him in WWE. He went to TNA and was used better. But I know that's what I said. Edge.
Yeah, no, Keith Lee has been looking a little bit winded recently.
He got to
so
slim down.
He does need to change something.
He got it. COVID got him like it got me. So we got to lose weight, Keith Lee.
But I do hope when he gets back into the space he needs to get into, that they do work with him because he's good.
Yeah, they want to. They want to.
He's not like amazing, but he's not bad either. So
they want to. You can tell they want to.
We
got COVID in a championship match.
I'm hoping they do
that
him.
Hulk Hogan was there for, I guess, but
and then we don't get that, and then all of a sudden he loses really bad, or we don't he just get kind of lost in the shuffle, which seems to happen to a lot of the black people.
I think they just want him to lose weight, and if he does that, I think that we'll see things from him. I hope that we'll see things from him.
I hope so too. I do like him. I do hope that they do something with him, but it's always you just never know. There's people that could be used, but let's keep putting
certain who I want them to do something with? Fucking Tez.
Yes.
Get headbands the fuck out of here because he gotta go and do something with Montez. Oh, that nigga needs to be your IC or your US champion. No, he can't be IC. That's picky.
Yeah, we were just talking about this earlier about the miscarriage and how they was just with the shit.
Yeah, they let her go because she wasn't ready to come back when they wanted her to be ready. Listen,
but I do. Yes, I love Montez Ford.
He's amazing.
He's very charismatic. He has mic skills. He's charismatic, and he can wrestle, and he uses his height to his advantage.
And he's good looking.
And I hope they do something with him.
And he married a bad bitch, and she's black. He got a black wife.
I hope. I don't know if they will. They're trying to keep him stuck with Angelo Dawkins, and this is not anything towards him, but Montez is clearly the star of the group.
No, it is everything. He was too happy.
I know you don't. I know you don't like him. I have no really thoughts on him, but Montez is amazing and legit. I hope to God they push him and give him a legit singles career. Legit and no BS either. Don't make him
Montez got that whole feud with the fucking Vikings over.
Montez is amazing. I would love to see him. I mean, Eddie was pretty flawless with the frog splash, but Montez frog splash is amazing. And again, he has height. And that's a move that's always kind of funny. When you're tall, you can't really pull that off too well, and he can pull it off.
And that nigga changes the angles on it.
Yeah. I just hope they Montez is clearly the better of the two. Even with the way he reacts to people around him, he's clearly the more talented one. And I don't want them to get him solo and then he just fades into the oblivion. I'm gonna be so sad about that. Because even I don't want them to do that. R-Truth, and because he does the whole 24/7, but I was this dude been here for how long and still in great shape and actually can still move. He just has a story. But I was let's not act like this man hasn't been here for years.
R-Truth was the first black NWA champion.
Let's not discredit R-Truth because he has the gimmick where he's joking and
it's just that R-Truth is funny as fuck and Vince likes that, so Vince is gonna make him funny time.
But I was don't be rude to R-Truth. R-Truth been around for a minute. Let's not discredit what he's done. And he's in better shape than some of them other younger guys.
Of course he is. To anybody else that's on this current roster that I want them to do great things. Yeah. I'm trying to think of NXT black guys. Besides Velveteen Dream, because
damn, I'm thinking real hard now too about who the hell is else that's black on the damn NXT roster. Damn,
black guys, black girls, spray your hat.
I'm thinking way too hard. Oh my god,
I just watched NXT too.
Yes, you are right about Isaiah. He's actually solid.
Yes,
he is solid.
You know why I don't factor him in? Because I factor him more in 205. Yeah. I factor him more in 205. I want him to do shit too. He's really good. I just don't.
No, he's very great in the ring.
He really is. He really is. I hate that they changed his name. I hate that they changed his name.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm kind of just tired of seeing the same things. Like, I get some people need time, but I would like to just it would be nice to be like, oh yeah, we got this black person in 2021, and then we don't see it again for like 5 years. That's what
they have a lot of like black people floating on, like, that would have been on the NXT traveling roster that's training at the PC, but because they're not traveling anymore, they don't get the experience that they used to get before they send them to NXT. And since NXT is now on a network, they're not going to send unpolished to the NXT anymore, unfortunately.
See, I like Ember Moon too.
Hold on. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to Google it. Go ahead. Tell people how you like them.
Oh, no, I like her. I just hate that she gets injured a lot. And I'm not really, I feel like they keep throwing her in these random storylines. And I don't know if it's really doing anything to elevate her career by herself. Like, I feel like she could be good by herself. But then she got injured a couple of times. And I don't know if that plays into it of why, she gets a bit of a push and then she kind of fades. But I would like to see what she can do. Like, it's cool with her and Shotzi, but it would be nice to also see what she can do by herself. Like, and actually give her the time to do that. But I feel like they just put people in these tag teams, or they just like, here you guys go, or we got that one black guy, so you're fine for a while, and that's nice, but we need a little more than that. Like, we really do. That's mostly the thing, and that's just not with WWE. I think with all wrestling promotions, it would be nice to see black wrestlers getting main card, get in the last match of the card, getting hyped up and getting the same type of treatment, like. Where it's like we see Seth Rollins, like that. It shouldn't really be like, yeah, and she lost it. She lost the Dusty Women's.
Or it could be
just tag team with Shotzi, and I like Shotzi, but
or it could be because this was her husband's shirt.
Hold on. Oh, I didn't even know he did that.
This is her husband.
Oh, I did not know he did that. Ew.
Need to see it again? Matthew Palmer, King of Black Women.
No.
It could be that. It could be that. Because after that, I started seeing her more as an Amber.
Oh, no. I did not know he...
So when it's registered in my head, black people, she kind of...
There's no way outside of my...
That was clever.
My person
said, jumps over that moon. Her name is Ember Moon. I'm so clever and I don't even know it.
Oh no, there's no way I'm dating somebody outside my race and they're gonna talking about the you what? See, we gonna be.
You want to see it again? Do you want to?
No, because like
you need to see it again.
I did not know that happened. Well,
Does anybody need to see it again?
Oh no,
anybody needs to see it again? Because I will tell everyone. This is her husband.
Yeah, I did not know that. That definitely.
This is his shirt.
King of Black. Yeah, okay.
And do you see that? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Look at it.
That's a hold up.
I guess that's a black woman over his shoulder.
That is a hold up. Okay, she definitely should have checked him on that and publicly checked him at that.
First of all, if that's supposed to be like a black woman over his shoulder, wouldn't it be like a little darker?
That's insane. I did not know that. That I did not know.
I did.
Yeah, that would have been a public checking. That probably would have been good enough for a divorce because there's no way.
I tell y'all so y'all could do what y'all do. Someone put it on Twitter.
Yeah, that's insane. Yep. That's insane.
And he's married to a black woman. Now that
the delegation. Oh no, see that does change a lot. Now I'm just like, oh. Well,
yeah, it kind of makes you look at her different, like you ain't know he was doing that? Or is she I'm a black woman and that doesn't offend me?
No. Let's say she didn't know. You didn't check him though?
I don't know. You let him wear that to the ring. Like I think she's a I'm a black woman and I wasn't offended type of person. And once I think you're that, like once I check you off in here, I can't move forward with you.
I just that's
I seen this around the time she was wearing them dusty orange braids and got married in them. She got married in dusty orange and yellow braids.
Oh, that changes so much because I did not know that. Like, ew. Yep. There is no way I can beat somebody out of my race and they put a shirt on or some shit like that.
Yep.
Like the amount of public crap you
gotta need to see the shirt again.
That's it. Oh my god.
Good on the shirt. Y'all need to see it again.
That's insane.
I saved the picture to my phone so I can show you as many times as I want to without it fucking acting stupid. Once more, this is her husband.
Ew, that's like no, ew. He would have got all types of divorce for that.
This is his shirt.
I do, and that's another thing. But I do, and I know I don't like to talk about black women's hair, but I really don't think somebody black does her hair. I'm convinced because it's just you can tell, tell, and I
think she let WWE do her hair.
And I'm just like, y'all don't even try to blend this properly. Y'all don't even try to make these like, come on. That makes me look at her a whole different way.
It looked like I braided her hair.
I can't braid her. I'm not a braider. I'm one of the black people who can't braid.
I can't cornrow other people's hair. I can do it to mine.
I might lose my black card for that because I really do not know how to braid.
I can do it to mine. I can do it to mine. I could cornrow my hair, but I can't cornrow other people's hair.
For the culture. Oh man, yes. Oh, that changes everything.
Wait. Whoa. Put that comment up again. Moose ain't for the culture. Moose is a white savior for white women. He's Tessa friend. We don't get that too much.
I just that does make me look at her a different way because there's like I said,
it does. I hate that I'm this messy. I'm like, do you see your shirt? I got it. It's not even messy. Like I feel like you can date whoever you need to date. That's whatever. No, it's not about her. It's not about her.
But don't allow somebody to say
white man being that.
Don't say stuff like that though. Like that's not even cute. I can't even take that as a joke.
It's not.
You married a black woman does not like really. And then you have like the person over your shoulder. That's what we're doing. Oh, like
King of Black Woman. It's Matthew Palmer.
For sure, pass.
I don't give him no pass when he was telling us shut up, Tessa ain't racist.
He definitely did.
Someone said, "Didn't you beat your wife?" Yo, he also is a domestic abuser.
That ass, man. That's
what we doing.
That's.
Listen.
Oh, now I have to. Okay, well, never mind then, because
it's okay. It'll gradually push out of your head, and like how we sat there and said, "Who on NXT is black? Women? Who?" And she wasn't there for a reason. It won't even bother you. You just chuck that up to her being whatever. She's probably gonna tell us, "Oh, because black guys didn't like me. I was a nerd girl." Bitch, I'm a nerd too.
Dead ass, same. Like I was dirty. I was the one worrying about my A's in school. I was not super popular or any of that, and that's not.
I had this colorful polo shirt, and I would wear that shirt every day because it looked like Skittles. I was like the worst. Right. She's not canceled, but
I do look at her.
Her season isn't renewed.
I do look at her differently though, because there's no way she should allow that. Like that she was even okay with that.
She is not renewed for another season, but she's not canceled.
Like there's no way any other person should be saying some nonsense like that.
Canceled.
You married. Yeah, like that's my thing. Like that's a dub.
Right.
That's a whole dub. No.
Right.
Like no.
Right.
That's not cute.
Right.
There's no way to spin that in a way that like okay, that's no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
Dan, a black man wouldn't even do no shit like that.
Like that's insane. Like, you know what?
For you to do that shows how out of touch you are to Black people, and you're married one, and her stupid ass got dumbass fucking braids and married you in a fucking, what was it? A fucking I don't know, a fucking play wedding. Was it a Harry Potter wedding? What type of wedding they had?
Listen, I don't even know. Like, ew. I'm just, that's no. That is no. I'm sorry.
That's what it is.
There's just certain things you don't do. Those are one of those things. Just like,
that's one of them. That's one of them.
No, that's not it. Like,
ain't nobody.
Even if he really legit didn't. Like, she was surprised when he showed up with
rented that shirt for him.
But you didn't even like, nah, bro, this is not what we doing. You was just like, okay, it's fine because we're married. I think not.
I'm a Black girl. I'm not offended. I guarantee you that's what it was.
Like, ew. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I mean,
yep.
But yeah, there are the other Black people who ain't doing nonsense like that. I do.
We love y'all.
Like, I would love, like, Private Party, because I loved them when they went to HOG. I would love for them to get more time on AEW that's not being on the
Wouldn't we all love for the Black people?
I don't want them. Like, Matt Hardy is cool and all, but we don't necessarily need him to manage them because they were already.
Well, that's the only way they're gonna get on TV.
They're entertaining by themselves. I don't think they need Matt Hardy, and I felt like that was a bit of a slap to them.
They just gonna be on Dark if they don't have Matt Hardy.
That was the only, like, that's my issue with that. Like, Private Party is dope, and they should be showcased because they are dope. But let's just put them. And like I said, I get the whole like he's a veteran and that's cool and all, but I don't think they need him.
No,
I don't think they need him, and I would love to see them get real like shine as champions in AEW instead of seeing them in these skits or again AEW Dark or on the YouTube being the elite where you just kind of catch them in some of the segments, and it's like that's cool. And I'm sure they love working with Matt Hardy because again he's a vet, but also you don't need them.
And the fans compared them to the Street Profits also. I hope that they don't get fed up and, try to swipe at the Street Profits off of the fans doing dumb shit. The fans need to stop comparing Black people to Black people. Maybe they won't be stupid beefs like it was with the Kiara Hogan situation.
Yeah, I have seen that people compare the two. Then I'm like, they're two different teams. And you can
people are prideful about what they're doing. They're like, I ain't these niggas. I'm better. Or I'm me.
I mean, definitely. I'm going to listen. There's quite a few tag teams on there that I would love to see that's just on Dark. And I'm like, so we just not, okay, you're just not going to get them.
I thought they was really going to do something with Sunny Kiss.
And I'm sure, let's not, I'm sure everybody who signed with them is grateful because it's an opportunity, but also don't pretend to be something if that's not what it is. And I
thought it was all inclusive.
Same thing with the women. All these crazy dope matches on AEW Dark. Why the hell is not on TV? Put it on TV. Why is it on YouTube?
At this point, they should just be focusing on the main show and make it as good as they possibly could.
Yeah, we talked about Big Swole not being a women's tournament earlier. I don't understand if you guys have this, this is like we're going to finally showcase some women. Didn't do that with people who can wrestle. And I'm not saying any of the Japanese people they have wrestling can't because a lot of them actually can wrestle. But can we still see people like Big Swole who's actually directly in the, like, you're directly signed to them? Why aren't you having the opportunity to win the women?
Kenny Omega's in charge of the woman.
That's insane to me. And she's like amazing in the ring. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. And that's my thing is also is like you guys, I usually rant about AEW with that because AEW fans be doing the most, but I'm like, y'all not gonna sit here and tell me they're like diverse when a lot of the fans thought that diversity meant like because they had Luchasaurus, that was diversity. And I swear to God, this girl said that.
They were diverse because they had Japanese wrestlers.
So I'm just like, she thought diversity meant having Luchasaurus, like he was an actual dinosaur, like that was what diverse meant. And I was like, you're joking, right? Like that's what you thought diversity mean. I just would like to see more of not where it's like either you got to push them in these like really, let's be the funny Black guy, or let's be the really loud Black woman, or we don't see them at all. It's always just like those boxes. And it's like, that was the reason why I like Bianca so much, because she's legit how she is. And I'm like, and I like that she's able to be that proudly and not have to tone it down because people feel
That's
like.
why we liked Naomi, because she was who she was on Total Divas and we loved her. So from there, we rooted for her.
Listen, I watched them all the time at HOG.
There's
Like,
a lot of people there that I
they
wish
became
was
one of my favorite tag teams. So when them and LAX, which is now Pride and Powerful now, I was like, yes, we can finally, more people can finally see them, like how good they are. And then I had to see them on Dark. You got Pride and Powerful on freaking Inner Circle being lackeys, and then you have Private Party being with Matt Hardy. And I'm like, they do not need them. They really don't need them. Let them shine. Let them shine, please.
Matt Hardy needs them more than they need him.
So
And I think they're just trying to figure something out to do with Matt Hardy because they want Matt Hardy there. He did the brother Matt or the delete stuff. So, they just want him there. I understand that. He doesn't want to not wrestle anymore. I understand that. But, nah. Don't do that. I don't know. All I know is it's Black History Month. And my pick to get the Fed push, got it. That's Bianca Belair.
Same.
Did I have a men's pick? Nah, I didn't. Oh, Biggie.
I did want my heart went Biggie, but I knew Edge was gonna win because of that damn video he posted. I was like, okay, he's winning this.
I honestly didn't think Biggie was gonna win because he has the IC belt, and I don't think they want to put him against Roman.
Yeah, that was really my heart went at Big E because I do think
my heart longs for Big E.
But I did know that because Edge did that video, I was like, oh, he's gonna win this. They're making a big deal about this one video for him not to win this. It's too much. It's too much of a big deal over this one. Oh, I'm joining the Rumble. Okay, you and a whole bunch of people are joining the Rumble, but they kept emphasizing it. I was like, okay, he's gonna win it because they did too much emphasis on it. But like,
he's number one. Okay, nigga. My thing is, I think it's time that I can start, politely stalking Biggie on Twitter. I gave him time to grieve. I don't want to, politely stalk him on Twitter when he's grieving on his friend. So I think it's almost time. I'll probably give it another month, Then I'll be back on my Biggie. I used to mention him like once, maybe twice a week. Light stalking him, I think it's almost time for me to go back.
Yeah, I think that's all. We just need some more Black representation, and not the one that check off boxes where you got to put them in these weird like stereotypes. Let them be who they are, and especially if they're sometimes very talented, more than. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier about Lashley's title run. We definitely
need it now.
Does need.
I'll repeat what I said. They need to take the battle for Drew. Drew is boring. Give it to Lashley. Have Lashley fuck shit up as champion. So when Brock does come back, we get Black versus Brock.
As long as he wins it, I feel like if we're gonna get that, Bobby needs to win it. I do not need to see Brock Lesnar beat up somebody else.
The way Brock's contract is set up, I wouldn't even be mad if Lashley loses. Just don't let it be 6 seconds. Make it be competitive.
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Let them fuck each other shit up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. So yeah, that's all we want. Just like, can we get some Black people in like title pictures? That's not like this weirdness. And it's
honestly, at this point, we can't really say that without addressing the Black people that kind of pushes them into the boxes. The Black people, the Black fans are the first to say so and so can't talk. The Black fans are the first to say that's New Nation. They're trying to be like New Day. Oh, they're trying to be like Street Profits. She's trying to be like Sasha Banks. She's trying to be like this. The Black fans are quick to swipe another Black athlete down. She sucks. She's not this. She's not as good. And y'all seen what we did for Kofi. It can happen again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. So, guys, we were on for almost 3 hours.
Yes. You know why? Because we haven't did a show in a while. We have to do this often. We haven't did a show in a while, so we just got all this shit out that we have talked about it forever.
In Fast 9, so we spent like a good 40 minutes on that. So
you gave Little Bobby hours, son.
Anything, because I know you have some shows coming up.
So this week we are talking about Harlem Heat before Booker turned into, all week for all month, I'm talking about Black wrestlers. So you can go to Talk of Champions if you're not already from there. I am talking about Black wrestlers. Today's what? Day 16. I'm mad. On Valentine's Day, I didn't get a chance to do Black Valentine. I was doing Stan's hair. But I'm talking about Black wrestlers. So follow us on our social media, Talk of Champions. Talk of Champs on Twitter. The page, go like it, follow it, join our group. We have fun there. Instagram, Talk of Champions. We go live from time to time. We just like being Black. Yeah, he probably would. Jesus.
Thank you for joining from YouTube, right? You was like watching from the very beginning. So
yes, you've been here the whole show.
Appreciate you hanging.
Thank you for giving us your evening.
Because we legit, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, we really been off almost 3 hours. I didn't even realize. But thank you guys like so much for joining us. Like I'm like me and Shanti's haven't done a show together in like a minute. So I was like, and she was like super real and with the facts. So we needed to do something together. So.
The last ladies' night was in like March. That was the last show we did.
Yeah, that was like last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Listen, we'll be back next month. We're talking about women. And let me tell you, I was trying to keep shit silent. on the women front. When I tell y'all, and guess what? I am going to talk about Total Bellas because y'all need to do that more. I don't know why y'all don't, woman in WWE. Use that avenue. Get yourself over. Make yourself seem likable and marketable. You know who needs Total Divas? Sasha fucking Banks. Everybody thinks she's a bitch. Show yourself you're not a bitch. Get on Total Divas. More on that next month. Show yourself. Show the world.
This again in March for Women's History Month because we're not going to act like there's not plenty of dope ass women who definitely changed wrestling landscaping.
And I'm not just going to talk about Black women like I did last time we did a women's show. We had this. Oh, thank you. No, that really touched me. She was like, my mom enjoys it. If I show it to mom, she's like, what the fuck are you showing me? And she don't respect my shit at all, yo.
Ooh, rude. She like, yeah, okay.
I don't fucking care about wrestlers.
My mom would read it and then she'd be like, well, that's nice. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you read it. So I appreciate that you read it.
No. Don't fucking read it. My mom, the only nice thing my mother said to me since I started doing shows is my New Day shirt looked nice on me. And I'm not as bad on the internet as I used to be. What are you talking about? I guess
that's a backhanded compliment. Like, well, you're not that.
You know why? You know why? Because when I was doing fucking shows with Chris, I would yell at Chris the whole show. The whole fucking show, I would yell at him, and I don't yell all the time anymore. See, don't be caring about nothing. That's how they show us they love us. Get the fuck out of my face.
My mother supports my writing stuff, but my wrestling stuff, she doesn't care too much because she doesn't watch wrestling anymore. But
I was like, Mommy, can I be a Girl Scout? She said, you better Girl Scout your ass out of my fucking face. No cookies. Let's fucking go to book fairs. Yo, listen, she never. My
mom supported the book fairs. She supported me reading. She was putting that to the point, like even with school. She was like, I don't need to go to this open school night. I already know what they're going to tell me. So I'm not going to waste my time. And I'm like, oh, but what if I
listen, I'm not mad at my mom. I'm not mad at my mom for the book fairs. Because I will always want like a book that lit up or some dumb shit. And that cost like fucking $50. And she just looked at me like, get the fuck out of my face. It comes with a pen. You're not going to read that book. Remember, and especially, you know, book I'm talking about, that fucking Goosebumps, the fucking Mummy trilogy.
Oh, I had that whole. I had all.
And you know that when you press the mummy, not the mummy, the dummy. When you press the dummy, his eyes lit up, and she knew I was not gonna read that big ass book. She knew that I was not gonna fucking read Goosebumps. I knew that I was not gonna read Goosebumps, but I wanted it. And then I think my sister went to the library and then got it from the library and gave it to me and never brought it back. That's how I got that book, the library.
That's super dope. My mom stopped watching wrestling a while ago. Like I think
my mother watched it in the Attitude Era.
Probably
that was the worst.
The last person she cared about was Batista because she was like, "Well, he's fine," and that he could Batista bomb her, and then she stopped watching wrestling after that. So that was like
I would go to my mother right now and be like, "Mommy, remember you used to watch wrestling?" And she would tell me, "Get the fuck out of my basement while we're live," so I wouldn't even do that to myself. But my mom watched it during the Attitude Era, and every time I would ask for something, she'll be like, "Your ass better call somebody." So that's my mom.
Oh man, yeah. My mom used to watch wrestling. She doesn't watch it anymore. So when I'd be saying stuff, she'd be like, "Who?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you okay? Never mind."
My mom used to watch the Attitude Era, guys. That's how you know it's the best. My mom was watching.
Yeah, that's what my mother watched, the Attitude Era.
Right? My mama had a rock shirt, and I wanted it. She was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And now she don't even know what a rock shirt is. I would have kept that.
I did another insane with my Hardy Boy like obsession and like me wanting to like listen. I told my mother recently, I was like, "You know what, Mom? I'm sorry because I know I got on your nerves. Like I got on your nerves. I got on your nerves. I did.
She would just not acknowledge that I wanted wrestling stuff. Just not acknowledge it.
No, I would cry, and I'm like, "Chill. Listen."
Okay. When I tell you, I talk to my mom, and she just goes like this. I'm like, "Hey, Mom, how's your day?" My mom, I said I'm tired. She didn't say shit. She just want to fucking yell at me. Not in a fucking mood. Get out of here. Listen.
Yeah, that's what happened with my mom. She stopped going. Like I was like, "What if I fell one day?" And she's like, "Well, you're not gonna fail because you're just not gonna fail." And I'm like, "But what if I did? You would have known because you stopped going." Like she legit was like, "I didn't even sit here for no hour for them to tell me the same shit they told me last year." So I'm like, "All right, well, damn, mom."
My mom stopped going because she kept having to go to school.
So did my grandma. Oh my god.
My mom
the same thing that he had a really big ass, and she liked RVD because she thought he had a big ass too. So when he did that rolling move, she goes, "Just look at it." I'm like, "Grandma, ew."
He does have a big ass. RVD still has a big ass. We used to like when he do splits and stuff.
Legit like my teacher for that same reason.
Ooh. My mom did it. Listen, my mom wouldn't go to parent teacher conference because she was always going to school during the day because I was a troublemaker.
Oh no, I was good in school, but
I was not. I hated school. I hated kids.
Like, "Yeah, we're not going."
I hated school. I hated kids. You know what? I didn't know I was pretty until I was like an adult. So it'll be mad beats. I was like, "Bitch, we were just friends 2 days ago," and then I would have to fight them because I would just be like, and I didn't know it was because I was pretty. I was just like, "What? Why are we? What happened? Why are we fighting today?" Like the one time this girl pulled my hair and she was poking my friend. I was like, "Well, bitch, why would you do that?" Her hair was short and I was looking cute because my mom used to braid my hair.
Listen, I remember met Jeff Hardy like 2-3 years ago when I met him at City Field and I started like crying and she was like, "Why the hell you gotta always cry?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Mom, but like I'm just trying to tell you I met like one of my favorite wrestlers," and that was the first thing she said was just like, "But why you cry for?" I'm like, "Because it's Jeff." Like, "Mom, you act like you didn't understand. I obsessed for like 5 years about this guy, like obsessed." And he's kind of the reason I'm a writer now. So she didn't care though. She was just like, "But why was you crying?" And I'm like, she's like, "Well, you're always gonna be a person gonna cry." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, well, never mind, Mom."
Listen,
hurt my feelings. Just dash all that excitement real quick. Like,
listen, my mother used to get told how I would curse people out on the internet about wrestling. That's why I didn't like public groups. But now I got a show, so I'm like, you get the smoke on my show. What's popping?
Yeah, that's literally like I hate, but now I do shows now, so I'm like, "Oh yeah, look at me doing stuff."
Listen, I love that you do a show. I enjoy it. I enjoy that you do a show. I love it because it gives you the platform that you can be you and only you. I met Matt, and we have a picture where it looks like he thought I was pregnant. I was just fat Matt.
Listen, I'm still mad to this day that Matt and Jeff has been about 20 minutes away from where I lived about 4 times, and I never got to see him in there. I just saw like just Instagram, like thank you, Jamaica Queens, and I was like, excuse me?
Oh,
Excuse me?
I met Matt in Broadway, New Jersey, and he was still on drugs. Oh, you met the Real Rock? Damn.
See, I remember my mom got a picture of him signed like when I was in like 6th grade, and I asked her where that picture was, and she's like, "Oh, I think I threw it away." I was like, "Mom, but like, but why?"
I got
like,
a signed Nelly CD. That's the only autograph I got.
I'm like, "Do you look how big The Rock is now?" And you threw that. Like, I was bad. I was like, "Mom, but you got him when like he just started becoming like the Brahma, like Mom," and she didn't understand why I was agitated. I was like, "But how?" Like.
My mom don't know what that jersey is, and I look at not that jersey. That are you dumb?
So
that's my life right now is wrestling t-shirts.
Yes, it was Attitude Era Rock, and I was like, so you know how many people I bragged in junior high school, like, oh, I got this picture signed, and now my mom don't know where that is. I'm sure she threw that shit in the garbage, and I'm just like, you know what, Mom, like disrespectful. Like,
moms don't care.
They don't.
Of course, we end the Black History Show with Black moms. It makes the most sense.
They don't. They just be like, you know what, you'll be all right. Like
they don't realize that be trauma.
Like, do you know how much life I invested in? How much time I invested in wrestling over the years? Like, man.
Listen. My mom used to get mad at me because I would fall asleep to a Shawn Michaels DVD. I used to fall asleep to wrestling DVDs at one point. And she's like, I had a fucking dream that Shawn Michaels was in pink and black because your dumbass kept playing that DVD.
Shawn Michaels was everything, though. I feel like
I was like, that's Bret Hart, though. Shut the fuck up.
Shawn Michaels was everything, though. So he's the reason I became a wrestling fan.
My mother knows R-Truth's Christmas rap, and that's DNA. It's no reason why she should know that, and she doesn't like that she knows that. Nope.
Okay, guys. So we thank you for hanging out with us for 3 hours.
It's our Black History special.
Make sure to check out Shantice and Stan on Thursday. Talk of Champions.
Talking about Halloween. It should be fun. Hopefully, I remember to share it this time when we're live.
I believe the Facebook post and my YouTube does have all their links. I tried to make sure I linked everything. So definitely give it follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. And we will be doing it again in March for Women's 3 months. So I hope you guys join us. And
we might have to push it to the end of March because we gave you so much in this day.
That's true.
So many hours.
I get the end of March. I get the end of March. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching.